And we're live! So I'm just gonna check on YouTube that we're not muted again, like we were last time. It's working! So, all of us need to be muted. Just double check.
Is your computer muted? And then recently I had lunch with some people and somebody asked me, well, where's the corporate headquarters for Hex located? I said, there is no corporate headquarters. It's just a computer program with a group of users who use the program. And a light went on, like, that's an awesome idea. And I realized that because of that, we do not have the luxury of a corporate structure to oversee how we behave as a community. And there's a certain freedom that comes with that, but there's also great responsibility that comes with it, because we are the voice of Hex. We are the face of Hex. And how we behave and how we conduct ourselves, I believe, will say a lot more about the long-term success of this product than any sponsorship or advertising will do combined. So that is something that I wanted to introduce to our panel as something to talk about, is the importance of how we relate to one another and the things that we say, because what we say matters. And our next panel is going to be talking about social media. So I think this is a great way of introducing the next panel by talking about the attitudes that we all share and how we convey those attitudes amongst one another, because the world is watching. Literally, they're watching YouTube right now. Maybe not all 8 billion people, but there are a lot of people paying attention to this phenomenon that we call Hex. So I would invite our other panelists to start sharing and contributing to that.
Sure. My name is Adam. I'm with, not better. Sorry. I'm with Vibra Finance. We are in upstate New York, and we are a crypto consulting firm. And what we do on a daily basis is meet and help as many people as we can in introducing them into the market and into Hex and other blue chip coins. It's hard to just meet with somebody that is unfamiliar with you and just go and just shove something down their throat. So we take a very careful approach on how we deal with our clients, how we put together strategies so that you can succeed in crypto. It's a tough space, and the community, like Tim was saying, behind it is one of a kind. I've been in crypto for over 5 years, and there's nothing like the Hex community. When and it's when someone has a problem, you have a community to go to and you can trust, and not having somewhere you can go where you're always looking over your back, someone's trying to get something out of you. There's just extreme value in that. And the Hex community, like I said, there's nothing like it in all of crypto. And just to see from where we were here in Vegas last year, and I think there was about 300 people in June. And to see how far we've come in less than a year with everyone sitting out here, I don't think any of us would have imagined this last June when we were here. So just the future is bright, and I think we've set a good foundation. So as long as we continue as a community to grow together, I think the sky's the limit for us.
So I'm Hexagon720 on Twitter, and the first thought that comes to my mind when I think about this community is that this room is filled with a lot of really cool, special people, for sure. To get through what this community went through to be in this room right now, from the get-go, and kind of what we're seeing right now as the dip, is playing out, and we're seeing people FUD, and it's real interesting because we went through this in the beginning. We've gone through it 9 times now, and to make it through all that FUD and to still see the value of what is behind Hex and the genius of the program that was created, and to make it through all the FUD and to be in this room sitting here as part of this community, I mean, it's an accomplishment. And I'm honored to be sitting up here and speaking with all of you. I've been on Twitter, battling for a couple years now. So just to kind of come up in front of everybody and introduce myself and, be a part of this community is special. So, yeah. You guys all rock.
Yeah, that was really well said. There are a lot of really special people here, and we all have a like-mindedness that grows with us and expands throughout this community. and extracts like the best qualities in so many people. Like Suzanne and I met through Twitter, and she is the very talented lady that has hand pinned every single jewel or gem that you see on these t-shirts and sweatshirts. That's dedication out of her free time that she fills her cup up with and lets it run over into the community. Like, there are so many people like Suzanne out there, and I'm so grateful to be in a position where I am able to meet all of you. Thank you so much for coming here. Ladies, thank you so much for coming here. Thank you. Thank you. Last year was really lonely. No, it's to see so many beautiful faces and handsome faces in a crowd. And the message is how you speak to people matters. What you say to people matters, and how you treat people matters. And we have an excellent platform in front of us to make that change, not just in our community, but throughout the world too. Simple acts of kindness are infectious. And so like they say, it's a scam. That's fine. You can stay on their side of that door, and we'll stay over here and be scammy, and we'll enjoy ourselves. A community that comes together and stays together, grows together. So thank you for all coming here and gathering.
Another thing that has been coming to me in relationship to the social dynamic of Hex. If you listen to Richard speak on his live streams, a lot of the things he talks about are things like improving people's lives, helping people live longer, longevity, producing products that are resilient. It reminds me of a statement I heard when I was younger, that small-minded people talk about other people. Large-minded people talk about ideas. And I appreciate Richard being a leader in that regard by talking about ideas and not getting involved in the pettiness of personal drama. And it's like you have to have a vision that's bigger than yourself to really contribute to the growth of a community-driven phenomenon like Hex. The fact of the matter is, I've been part of a community-driven phenomenon before, and what I really appreciate about this is it's kind of like it's better than a sporting event because we're all on the same team. We all want the same things. And with the introduction of PulseChain coming out in the near future, we've already been warned. There's going to be a lot of sketchy things that are going to be, people are going to take advantage of PulseChain to launch a lot of sketchy stuff. And some people are going to be enthusiastic about that stuff because it may not be as sketchy as they think, or people may not know as much as they should. And I would just like to entreat everyone to be patient with the people that you speak to about these things, because not everybody knows as much as the next person about how smart contracts are built, how blockchains work, and things of that nature. And again, this comes back to how we function as a community. I envision us filling stadiums one day. Can you imagine us having a conference like this that fills a stadium? I've been to a conference that big before. It's really phenomenal. No pressure, Maddie. But seriously, this is the kind of potential that we have available. And it's times like this that I appreciate when I can meet people face to face, because when you look somebody in the eye, you're not as quick to say things to them that you would say on social media. It's very easy to give into the temptation to not relate to other people as human beings when you're not looking them in the eye. So that's just one more reason that I'm thankful to be a part of this conference, and I'm thankful that each of you are here. So would anybody else like to speak to that also?
Yeah, and going along with how you're talking about Richard and bringing new people into the community, at some point you are also kind of investing in the person behind it, and so I talk to people about, this guy grew up in Florida working for his dad. I mean, installing air conditioners. I mean, that teaches you a work ethic. When you are doing that it instills a drive in you, and you see it today. I mean, he will not stop. He won't stop. And when you get that big, if you've scammed someone, if you've done something wrong, you're going to hear about it. It's going to come out somewhere. And as far as I've seen, I mean, there's not been anything that has been even, I would say, relevant in that he's done wrong. I mean, sending out a letter or something and not being able to show up to a court case, if that's the worst thing you have on someone, I mean, I'd be, more than happy to invest in something someone that's trying to help people even before crypto. Like Tim said, he was writing self-help books. He was out trying to do better in the world, and he found his calling. And, this is going to change a lot of people's lives for the better. And it's just really exciting to be a part of. And we're doing all we can to bring as many people on board as possible and just spread the word of the community and how just amazing it is.
So I've posted about this a few times online, but it's a good thought, I think, here that, Richard has taught all of us well as far as, the tenets that this community was built on, that the Hex smart contract was built on, and obviously there's a lot of stuff going on in the community right now that I think that we can apply those things to, and it's important, and we should remember those lessons for sure, specifically, with where we are with price right now and with all the FUD and, some of the infighting and stuff. I mean, it's unfortunate for sure. And I hope that as a community, we can pull together and remember, what's really important here and what common goals that we have for this community. And, it's already changed a lot of people's lives. It has the ability to change so many more people's lives, but it's not going to happen without, the type of community effort that's been there from the beginning. And there's so many talented, amazing people in this community. And I've had the pleasure of meeting, a lot of, the people that are public and that put their face out there, to shill our bags, to pump our bags. And it's inspiring, and we can't lose that. We have to remember what got us here, and we have to remember what's going to take us to the next level. Because that's the easiest and the quickest way, is by this community. So that's what I would have to add to that.
Yeah, I was brought into Hex by a loved one, and I don't necessarily think that I would have found the opportunity as early as I did. And because of coming out to the Hex conference, I felt really insecure in a space where I knew nothing. And then it turns out when I go home and I talk to my mom, I'm like a crypto genius. So I want others to know that there is so much jargon out there, but you can listen to so many of these very smart streamers, and you will get bits and pieces from them, and it's not impossible. If I can learn crypto, you can learn crypto too. And Hex is really the best place to start. It's a safe community. It's a community that comes together, and if you are feeling insecure in that space and you need to build confidence, you can go on to Telegram and you have people answer your questions honestly. You have communities that are companies that are coming up, and projects and products that are coming up. They have real people behind them with real minds, and at the end of the day, they're all stemming from one community that's carrying a message across the world of coming together for the greatest and highest good of all that are involved. And I wish that for all of us. So thank you.
I heard it said one time that the measure of one's success is not what they get from it, but what they become through it. And I was thinking of that statement recently with a young man that my latest onboard. And, he didn't really have a lot of money to put into Hex. So basically, I gave him some of mine out of my wallet instead of making him having to go through all the fees. And the price dropped like right after he did that. And I was a little concerned like how he would be able to deal with that emotionally. And the next time I saw him, he's just all bubbly like, oh, the price dropped. I want to buy more.
Smart.
Yeah.
And, that kind of simplicity allows people to recognize the opportunities that come to us when you look at the bigger picture. Those of us that have been in Hex from day one that have experienced the largest gains, we also have experienced the largest pullbacks as the price goes down, and there's a temptation there to feel defrauded or feel that things aren't working. And I believe it helps to think about newer people who don't have that kind of baggage because they're just now buying their first Hex and they're just now making their first stakes. It's like they've got the whole future ahead of them. And it's like, yeah.
It's a good point.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a good point. So, there's been a lot, of course, just keeping up with the community and everything. I think it's important to remember that, the folks that got in early, they, on some levels, they've paid their dues and then some, and they've been through a lot. And some of the newer folks that are getting in, I don't know if this is completely with your message, Tim, but I think it's another good point to make to the group and to the stream. There's lots of posts and stuff from some of the newer people about, some of the folks that have been here and have paid their dues, flexing or doing this or doing that, but it was tough. It was tough in the beginning and stuff. And those people that are doing those things, they've been here and they've earned, the right to be able to go and do those things. So as I truly believe in my heart that, even the people that are joining today, the people that bought the top back in September, if you understand the smart contract, you understand the power of what this is that Richard has created, your time will come. But it does take that time. It does take that delayed gratification to get to that point. And the belief, there's probably a lot of people getting shaken out right now. And it's probably not a bad thing for us because here's the thing, if you can't be strong through the dips and through the FUD, it's the people that are strong through the dips and through the FUD that get to really, really enjoy, the gains when we do pump again, and we will pump again. I'm as confident to say that as no financial advice, but I'm as confident to say that as I can. So, it's I think the future's bright, with this community and with what Hex has to offer all of us. And then, we're not even getting into PulseChain and PulseX and, the native token that will come along with, with PulseX. And even some of these other community projects too that, obviously need to be, heavily vetted and, they need to run through the gauntlet of this community. I don't think, there's enough to talk about here with Hex and Pulse and PulseX. But between all of these different opportunities that are happening, the future's bright, and either you see it or you don't, and I definitely see it. So
Definitely. Thank you. The point that I was making is that it was refreshing to see somebody exhibit the type of enthusiasm that I felt when I first started staking Hex. And, it's tempting to lose that when you see retracement. So thank you for saving me there.
no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure.
It kind of to piggyback off that. I mean, I remember in, mid 2020 and the 2020 in the Discord, I was had my own Discord server with a friend of mine, and we would put out once a month, we would put out a new coin for this. That was like the hot pick of the month. And I put Hex out, and I could not believe the backlash I took from the own people on my server. I was the one that was supposedly doing the research and, helping them out. And I put Hex out, and it was so hard to get people to overlook the scam thing. And these were people that I had known for a long time, personal friends. So if the same people that are complaining right now about the price, when I can remember a year and a half ago, those same people would not buy Hex to save their life. So it's funny how just, people's attitudes when they go and they come with price swings, people are happy, they're mad one day. And you got to just tune that out. And people that are the loudest are the ones that are most likely over leveraged. They invested too much and they're just mad. And it's nothing personal against Hex. And, I think once Pulse launches PulseX, and it'll bring a lot of new eyes into Hex. And I'm very confident, like Tim said, in the future of Hex and where we're going.
Yeah.
So even where we are today, I reposted a Twitter post the other day, and it was the day that we hit a dime, and I remember feeling that day like the thought of, wow, like we did it, we hit a dime.
Yeah.
And then even thinking back to like pre-penny and thinking about how amazing it would be to hit a penny, so to have a pullback right now and to be setting a floor, a potential floor, and maybe we go down a little bit more, we'll see how it shakes out, but to have that floor at this point, and we're only a little over 2 years old too, so it's not like Hex has been around for a long time. I mean, we're still a relatively new coin, and for us to already have that type of floor, it's pretty amazing, and it just goes to show the levels that we can go to on the next run up, and the bull market will come back, so it's not a question of if, it's when. And as our economy continues, the world economy continues on the path that it's on with inflation and everything else that's going on, alternative stores of value, such as cryptocurrencies, obviously, I mean, it's a wonderful bet, so, and it's actually, I wouldn't even call it a bet. It's a wonderful hedge against, a lot of, potential downside, economically, as far as like protecting yourself financially even. I think most money managers now are even advocating, for a small percentage allocation into Hex. So into cryptocurrency. So, yeah.
We've been joined by another speaker. Lindsay, is there something you'd like to say before we turn it over to Hadril?
No, Hadril, come on in. Hi.
All right.
Hi, everybody. I'm from the internet. That's
Hello.
why my curtains are more purple, and what a good time to get into Hex. we're getting some, there's so much good happening lately. It's going to happen very quickly. The one-to-one copy, PulseChain coming out. It's literally the perfect time to get into Hex. And I'm going to get more Hex, and I'm really excited. It's amazing. Hex is so awesome, and I'm glad to be here.
Well, welcome.
It's people forget so quickly, you know, like to say how happy we were at 10 cents, at a penny. I remember that, you know, at a penny and dropping down to 7/10 of a penny, and how quickly you forget that once you see these pumps. And you really need to zoom back out and look at the big picture. I mean, if we're staked for 15 years, we're going to be with each other for a long time. We're not going anywhere. So, you know, that this community is just going to keep growing, and, you know, it's going to be exciting. I mean, and we're never too early. Like, that's the one thing I can't stress enough.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity right now too. I mean, if you've really taken the time to, and you've had the light bulb moment, you know, everybody in this community that understands Hex, they had that moment where it clicks, and you understand the value of the smart contract, the value of T shares, or B shares, you know, soon to be B shares. You know, they're still going to pay 38% APY, estimated average stake length, you know. And right now, you know, along with this dip, we can get T shares much cheaper than what we saw back in September when we were, you know, hitting all-time highs, you know. And so I know that the people that truly understand and believe in this finished product have been accumulating. I know I'm still accumulating, and trying to take advantage as much as I can, because before we know it, you know, the T-share price is going to be, you know, back up into areas that it makes it quite unobtainable, you know, especially for everyday people, you know. So it's a huge opportunity right now, you know.
I have also been considering I forget which sacrifice is associated with freedom of assembly, whether it's Pulse or PulseX, but PulseX, yeah. But as I look out over the audience here, it makes me appreciate freedom of assembly, because, you know, certain powers in this world, they don't really care if people come together to protest, because you never see lawyers out protesting because they know how the system works. So they're not threatened when they see people out protesting and assembling. But when people assemble in the context of what we're assembling for here, you know, I personally appreciate it a lot more because I understand what we're building here. I understand the community that we're building here and the power that is being generated by our participation in this product and in this ecosystem that's being built right in front of us. And, you know, I believe you all understand that too, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So is there anything that we can say in relationship to power of assembly?
Yeah, with everything going on in the world today, you know, we were talking with Bluebum earlier. We met him yesterday, and there's people in Australia that could not get here, and if they came here, they don't know how they're going to get back. So you know, what we have here is not to be taken for granted. I mean, we saw how crazy things have gotten over the last 2 years. So, you know, that's why community is all the more important. When you have people you can trust, people you can rely on, people that will give you, you know, their last dollar, that's priceless. And when things start to go south and you have those people next to you and with you, it's powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. Like being able to keep diamond hands in, if you didn't get in on the early side and you got in when it got to a quarter, and now you're looking at it and you're thinking, dang, there's another side. And like you said, there's like a point that clicks where you get the information that's coming to you through streams or through conversations that you're having. It's why having this freedom to assemble is so important. That communication sometimes might get lost through screen to screen, but peer to peer, you're breaking it down and you're relating it to me in a way where now I understand T-shares. Now I understand the value of B shares. And therefore I can come and take that information and make that relatable to you and you and you in a way that you understand. And then that network effect just keeps growing. So having so many different voices and all coming from one source, one source. I think that's where we're getting it from, right? It's a product. I lost my train of thought on that one. Sorry.
I see it.
Yeah,
looks like there it is. Looks like we got another guest that joined our stream here. Toby Wan.
Hey, hello everybody. I didn't realize I was supposed to be on there today. I told Maddie we're doing the not tax advice thing tomorrow morning, and that's all I had scheduled. And then I was literally in the shower trying to get to like a late lunch thing, and he called me, and like the water's literally raining over me, and he was like, "Hey, you coming on stream in like 20 minutes?" I'm like, I'm in Vegas, but that is not on the agenda for today. So I'm sorry I'm not there in person yet, but man, it's like, God bless the people that are, and it's making me a little nervous, like to be on stage in front of all of you, like trying to do this in the flesh. It's like, so if I faint tomorrow, like just somebody come and like give me a paper bag or something to breathe into, I'll be fine. I'll pull it together. But now I'm like just trying to figure out how to trim down this crazy like Duck Dynasty beard before I come there in person tomorrow. So I thought I'd pop in, and I mean, it's always good to be on with Hot Roll and Tim, and I don't think I've been on with Lindsay or okay. I got my glasses on. I still can't read it. Hexagon 720, I know you from Twitter and stuff, I believe, and Vibra Finance. It's good to be on stream with you guys. But I'm super excited to like be there in person and hopefully meet a bunch of Hexagons tomorrow and not talk about tax advice. But for just to kind of add a little bit of to the conversation that's been going on about what exciting times we're in, and it's like how dramatic it can be and what a roller coaster it is. Dude, I've been around since pre-day one, and I've done really well with, my gains and whatnot, my paper gains. I've never, sold any Hex to use it for anything. And I invested actually right before we got on the plane to come out here. So, I'm still buying, bought all the way up to 44 cents, bought last week what is today? Today's Saturday. So I guess technically last week was like Thursday, I think I bought my last buy. I'm waiting for some more money to wire in. So hopefully that'll be available when I get back. So yeah, I'm still buying, and it's crazy. I mean, it's like I was in crypto in 2017, so I rode that Bitcoin first all-time high to the top and over the edge and got wrecked and clawed my way back and luckily found Richard Hart. And so I understand the emotions that are involved with the ups and downs of all this. And Twitter can very often be a place where, especially because I heard Tim say earlier how it's so much different when you're face to face. And like Tim, it's like him and I are just constantly battling online. And then I see him in person in Daytona, and it's like we're hugging it out like we've been bros forever. But just being silly, it's like we've always been cool. But I've met Tim before in Vegas last year. But being with him in person, we got so much more done, and there was so much lost in like subtext of trying to like read between the lines with a tweet or whatever the fuck. So yeah, like the in-person stuff like this is amazing for people to exchange ideas and really like, make some progress as far as their own understanding and training other people, not only with just the math of it, which can be complicated, but the emotional side of it, because, it can be daunting. It's like I've got onboards of mine that are underwater at this point. And, it's hard to have those conversations. And I just gently point them back to, hey, this is a long-term investment. Look at the fact that if you're staked the average length, you're earning 40% more tokens a year. That's a hedge to the downside. That literally means the Hex price could go down for 20% a year forever, and your fiat value would be the same. And if Hex turns around, which it always has and will continue to go up and to the right, now you've just amplified that recovery by 40% more tokens a year. So, you know, when you can zoom out, take the emotion out of it and just do the math, it really puts people at ease. But short term, it's rough. And then you got things like Twitter where, you know, it's a sounding board and people want to vent, and you got to take it as such. You know, it's not, I mean, there's some stuff I was dealing with last night. My fiance was just like, get off Twitter. What are you doing? And I'm like, well, there's some shit going down. And it's like, I was a board mediator and I got to try to keep everybody calm. And, you know, the community's going crazy and it's going to come unglued. And she's like, calm down. You're an idiot. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I got sucked in. Like me. I got sucked into the Twitter drama, right? So we all do. And I feel it. And I feel like when we can commiserate, especially like verbally, whether it's on stream or in person, then it just takes the temperature down on all of it, right? And then that way we can just kind of enjoy what's coming. And like for those that are already kind of there and enjoying some of those rewards, that's cool, man. That's fun to watch and you know, and see what's, you know, potentially in the future for us. I'm 50 years old. I'm not going to be doing bottle service at clubs and, you know, like, you know, renting, you know, Ferraris and doing 170. Well, maybe the Ferrari thing I'll still do, but the clubs and the you know, the table dance. What do they even do at clubs now? I don't know. It's a different vibe, but it's fun to see, you know, people realizing some of these gains and enjoying their lives. And I think it's important that we just stay focused on the math and the community and like just being civil to each other as human beings. But I don't want to be one of the guys like I'm always bitching about as one of the admins of the Telegram chats, which is don't lean on the mic, man. You got to give other people chances. So I just wanted to kind of tap in for a minute and say hi. And I didn't know if Maddie would be upset if I was like trimming my beard live. Is that too weird? Is that strange? And then
Only if I can do mine too.
That'd be bad.
So-
I didn't know it was
so
like a
Toby-
big Freddie Mercury Fu Manchu, so we don't want that.
So
But,
Toby,
yeah.
While we have you and Hood Pro, so Tim kicked off this talk with you know, a thought, and then we kind of went around the horn. Maybe it'd be good to get their take on what you kicked us off with.
Well, according to our schedule, we're almost at the end of this, but to fill you folks in, basically, we started off this conversation by talking about the responsibilities that we have as individuals and as a community to be the face of Hex and the voice of Hex, and to be mindful of that as we communicate and interact with each other and with the world at large. So I guess if there's anything that either one of you would like to say about that, if there's anything on your mind regarding that.
Audrey, go ahead. I've been on it since I popped in, so I'd like to hear your take on it, and I'd be glad to reply.
Well, we just spent the last hour talking about it.
While you're in the shower.
Oh, are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
asking you. Is
Oh,
there
right on.
anything?
I didn't know Hodroll if she had addressed that particular thing, so I wanted to make sure everybody had an opportunity. But yeah, as far as like our responsibility to the community, it's like I think I kind of touched on it unwittingly. Like I wasn't sure of. I knew that Maddie had told me as I was showering that this was like a general discussion panel, but yeah, I think I just kind of unwittingly touched on that. It's like, you know, we have a responsibility to our fellow human beings to kind of like, I don't know, let me think. Like the thing that I often find myself saying to people is like, you know, it's like I'm not some wise guru on the hill. You know, it's like I know I got the beard and maybe that makes me look a little more wise than I am. But, you know, I am 50 and I've been through some shit. And it's like what I've figured is life is hard, right? It's like there's a lot of things and everybody's got their own story. And the only like purpose that I've figured out to any of it is to help each other through it, right? So it's like, you know, there's not to get all religious and kind of make it all extra culty, you know, because like that's the other thing too, the cult narrative. But, you know, maybe sometimes cultishness is good if it's a belief in a common ethos and like how, you know, to live life and engage with other people, right? So yeah, so I mean, I think our responsibility is not just to like make sure we're giving solid information. That should go without saying. Real math, real links to like proper resources for people to do their own research and maintain their own sovereignty and their control. And I mean, that's the whole deal with DeFi, right? It's like it's decentralized finance. So as soon as you start putting that all into like a bottleneck of some sort, you're kind of losing sight of what my understanding of what Richard is trying to build, which is an ecosystem where ultimately we don't need the centralized stuff anymore. So if we're going to do that, that gives a lot of latitude to us as individuals, but it opens us up for a lot of risk. So if we're in the community and we're trying to provide information for people as resources for them to make the best educated decisions for themselves, if the resources are shit, we screwed up. We did not give them the right path. So it's our obligation to like vet the sources that we're using, ask the hard questions, know whatever we're promoting out there is solid from beginning to end, because a lot of people, you guys know this, it's like you've been out there on stream. Hexagon Lindsay, I've seen you out there. Tim, you've been around a minute. Hodpool, you're doing your thing. I mean, Hexagon, all you people, it's like, and so many of the other streamers, just because you're a face and name on, maybe not even a face, maybe you're just a name on Twitter, or, you know, you've streamed in with an avatar, people get to know you and they trust you and they want to trust you and believe you. So you have an obligation, right, to make sure the direction that you're pointing people in is a sound one and a safe one. You know, it's like Papa Boner always beating the drum about security, and people are like, dude, it's like Richard doesn't even give a shit about Gnosis and hardware wallets. It's like, why should I? It's like, no, that's not quite accurate. And it's better to be safe than sorry. And maybe that's the 50-year-old in me again, like, but, you know, don't take chances. You know, Hex is very, very volatile, just like every other asset. Look at the charts of all the alts right now. If you're like freaking out because the Hex price is down, look at all the alt charts. Everything's kind of doing the same thing right now. We're in an uncertain world. Long term, I still have the utmost confidence that we're going to outperform. But, you know, it's our responsibility to get back to the beginning of this whole thing, to make sure that we're giving good information, understanding the influence we have. You know, me, it's like, I don't know, I'm a funny little character that pops on occasionally and tries to add some levity or some insight. And, you know, I think I'm pretty smart. I got a couple things out there that, you know, Richard, you know, complimented me on, so I feel good about that. But, you know, there's other guys smarter than me and other girls smarter than me in the space. And, you know, so I contribute what I can. The thing that I try to have as my through line is just to make sure, like, whatever it is that I'm giving to the community, it is honest. It is radically honest, and it has just like soaked in integrity, right? As much as I possibly can do it. I've never taken a single hex from anybody for anything. Last tally, it's like I've given away almost 400,000 hex to people just in onboarding. Never paid for hex, and did I pay for? Oh, that almost, ooh, if I said that wrong, that would have sounded really bad. And my fiance would have come charging. She was like, you paid for sex. What are you talking about? And then I would have been hit. And then everything, no, hex. I said paid for hex. I've never paid for anything with hex. I got to be very careful with my articulation right now. Anyhow, so I don't know, man. I'm getting all over the place. But I'm standing here in my underwear, in my bathroom, half ready, weird shaved beard, kind of, sort of, and like trying to look at this on my phone while it's propped up on a makeup mirror. So I'm doing my best. So give me like a little bit of a pass. And plus I can't see the fucking audience. So it's like, I don't know if I'm just bombing or maybe I'm getting a couple of snickers, you know, I don't know. So thank you. So hopefully it's entertaining and educational. I think that, just to wrap it in the nice little bow to answer Tim's question and kind of the point of all this is, you know, that's the thing, right? I mean, you can make it entertaining, try, you know, but just the key is make sure that what you're sharing is real shit. And like, you're really, really, really trying to share, like, with people things that are going to help make their lives better. And if it's mental health stuff or tax prep stuff or things that you've learned, or just the basic tenets of Hex and PulseX and how those work, and you've done your research, provide those with the firm understanding that people are going to take what you're saying is fact, and could very well be what they got from you be the only research they do. So think about that. So if you gave them something that's kind of half baked, or like maybe you didn't fully vet it, and those people take that because they trust Toby One and they trust Tim and they trust Hodprol. Yeah, to some degree, you can be like, hey man, did you do your research? It's like, just listen to me. I'm just a guy on the internet. I don't know. You should be checking from multiple sources, right? But if they did, isn't a little bit of that our fault? A little bit of it's our fault if we did not do our due diligence before we endorse anything. It's just like Richard. What's he endorse? Nothing. Unless it's his own thing and he can stand behind it 100%, he's not going to do it, right? So in closing, that's what I have to add. I just wanted to kind of pop in and basically more like kind of as an apology to Maddie, because I didn't know he had me scheduled. I'm like, oh fuck, I left Maddie hanging. He's gonna be mad at me tomorrow, like when I come in to do the tax thing, and that's gonna be all weird. So hopefully I just didn't make it all weirder. But looking forward to seeing all you
right,
guys.
Toby. Well,
Yeah,
hey, thanks for saving the hour for us there with some comic relief, man. Where can we find you?
Dry, man. You talk about this stuff for a long time, and it's like I've been in conference rooms like that, and it's like you hear it and it's good, and it's like, but after a while it's like a sermon that you've just been sitting through for too long, and it's like you love the preacher and you love the congregation, but it's like after a while it's like you're just starting to nod off in your hymnal, right? So that's where you bring the choir in and they sing a song and get everybody jazzed up. So hopefully I helped a little bit in that regard.
Well, in closing, why don't we all give our social media information so people can contact us if they desire.
You can find us at Vibra Finance. Yep.
Okay.
There it is.
Vibra Finance CEO on Twitter and vibrafinance.com, and also Vibra Finance on Instagram.
And you can find me at Hexagon720 on Twitter.
I am HodPro. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, HodPro.
Oh, I am HodPro on Telegram and Twitter.
I can be found on Twitter at TBDunamis, DUNAMIS.
And you can find me fucking nowhere, because after this embarrassing encounter, I am going dark. Just kidding.
All right, I'm ready to party with Toby this week.
@Toby1_Hexobi on Twitter and on Telegram. Those are the two places you can find me most frequently. And occasionally I'll pop in on a Discord Syndicate stream or like with Maddie. And so, maybe you'll see some more of my crazy mug in the future. But honored to be a part of all of it. Really excited to see everybody in the flesh tomorrow. And yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome.
Look forward to it.
Do we get ice cream now?
Should we go?
I gotta go turn my alarm off.
Where's the trays of ice cream? Maddie promised me ice cream.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, I'm getting glared at. I'm way late. I'm going to bounce. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have fun.
Happy trimming.
So we've had some technical challenges here, but we're still going, and I think the conference has been off to a great start. I think I'm gonna ask HodPro to stick around because she did not get a chance. She did not get a chance for her full hour. And I guess, one of the things we could do here, because I know that we got a number of people on the schedule who haven't been able to make it. We could take some questions from the audience. We could have a discussion about Hex, about anything PulseChain related. Or if there are any YouTubers in the crowd who want to come up on stage with me, that'd be cool too. But down for whatever. Crypto King.
What up?
Hey.
Hex Agents in the house, baby. What's up, Vegas? What's up, Hex fam? Can you guys hear me?
Hey, good to see you, Crypto King.
Yep.
Yeah. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
I'm looking forward to the special message. I don't know what date you plan on premiering that, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so okay, here, this is really good. So we have Aubrey DeGray coming in person on day 3. And Hex 19 is not the only person who wants to live forever. And so we're all excited to promote medical research and to hear from Aubrey about the $27 million that was donated from the Hexaking community and Pulse community to the Sens Foundation. And but Crypto King also arranged to have an extremely famous crypto person to give a 1-minute introduction video to that. And so we're really excited to put that on day 3 as well.
Awesome. Works perfectly.
Crypto King, I want to know how you do it, because you get all these celebrities and famous people on YouTube to talk and do Hex interviews and all this other stuff. What's your secret?
I just been a lot of the guests that I've brought on the show. I've either been a fan of them, followed their either their YouTube channels or read some of their books. Just maintain contact with them via their their social medias, their web pages. Hit them up on their contact us. Maybe I'm a pain in the ass, but being a pain in the ass seems to work perfectly because I got Cynthia McKinney, G. Edward Griffin, Adam Kokesh, Saudi Agorist. I have access to other the guy that we're talking about that's going to be on day 3. But yeah, it's just about being consistent, being loyal followers. I like the guys that I brought to the shows, so I like their work. The Free Knots are going to be on with the Joker, I think, on the 10th. So if anybody knows who they are, the Free Knots are a freedom rap group. They were at they were at Acapulco just a couple weeks ago, so they're going to be hopefully joining the Hex fam. So yeah.
Awesome. Great. And the other panelists we have here, go ahead and introduce yourselves and let us know what you're known for in the Hex community.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm K4K Crypto. What's up?
What up?
Not that everything's about me, but if you don't know who I am, I make some videos in the crypto space. Started making them in 2019. There's a few videos I made for Hex, telling people how to get into the AA lobby, but like YouTube shadow banned me back then. So I kind of just stopped for a couple of years. And I started making videos as Pulse and PulseX started coming about. And people seem to really enjoy my ideas about the mechanics of how everything works. And I like to share it and break it down, make it nice and easy for people to understand so they can share it with the people they know and feel good about what they're sharing with people. Understanding this stuff makes you more confident, and people can feel that confidence when you're sharing it with them. So that's what I do. I make YouTube videos. That's it.
Awesome.
And you do them well. You have a great show, brother.
Thank you.
I'm Hexray Vision. I started a YouTube channel shortly after retiring this year. And mostly I just wanted to get in touch with cool people like K4K and Crypto Coffee. I could give shout outs for the whole time we're up here. The people, Maddie, Allen, I'm just a big fanboy. And the other thing I noticed that a lot of people out there have a really hard time understanding this language that we speak, but they're looking for something like Hex. They're looking for something for freedom in their lives. And I think the magic of Richard Hart is that he has such a giant vision that every one of our own goals and visions can fit within his vision. And so whatever it is you want, whatever it is your friends and family want, this community is a place where you can find it and really, really improve your life. So I'm really just honored to be here with you guys. I love the Hexicans.
Right on.
Thanks for setting all this up, Maddie. You're the bomb.
My pleasure. And then we'll check in with Hodpro and then C-Money.
Hello, I am Hodpro, and I'm mostly on Telegram, but sometimes I'm on Twitter. And mostly what I kind of try to do for people is answer the questions, especially onboarding questions, when they have anything involving Hex or PulseChain or anything related to that, or Richard Hart projects or whatnot. And I find that, to have a lot of patience to ask some of these, to answer some of these rudimentary questions that people would have when they're not used to proof of stake sort of things, or not aware of what certificate of deposit even is, kind of it lends itself as a utility to help people understand how Hex works, because a lot of people, I think, are afraid that they'll be seen as dumb or something if they don't fully understand some of these more complicated functions of some of these, cryptos in general that aren't, you just buy it, you buy it and you trade it. Well, if you go beyond the trading mechanism, right, you really learn to hold, you really learn what it means to hold, and why anything that you stake that to gain passive income might be a better option. It is a little more complicated. So I think I get to less people, but I think the people I do get to, I explain what they're supposed to do, or what they could do with Hex a little more. So that's kind of what I do. A little less famous, but hopefully helpful to the people that do get to me. So yeah, that's
Awesome.
Is it my turn? Or
Okay, Tony.
well, my name is T Money, and as you guys know, my channel is Freedom TV, and we really mean freedom, right? So if you guys know a little bit about a history lesson here, we're just guys. We put our pants on every day. Me and my brother, he's in the front right here row. We were business owners here, local here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we wanted a better solution. We wanted a better way to create wealth where they don't extract, the government's not taking it away from you, where it's not where, these excess taxes are going around, or these excess businesses clobbering us with, these huge Fortune 500 companies that come in and just clobber the little guy, right? So we were like, okay, we need a better solution. So we found crypto in 2013. And we knew that this was the wave of the future, but we needed, it was the Wild West back then, right? Some of you guys remember that, right? Some of you guys are new. I'm tired of the rug pulls. I was tired of them. I was tired of all these promise coins that promise us the sun and the moon and the stars, and they don't do crap for us. The little guy, right? So here came this guy, Richard Hart, and he promised a bunch of stuff. Absolutely, I was skeptical. I'm not going to say I wasn't. I was skeptical. Yes or no? I was skeptical. You know who you are. I was skeptical because it was a new promise, right? I didn't know it was the same. It was the same deal. But guess what? He was different. And the only way I can judge a man is through his actions. That's it. And he promised and he delivered. And when he delivered, that's why I'm behind this. That's why I'm behind Hex. That's why I'm behind the community. That's why I'm behind you guys.
Right on.
So when Richard Hart said, go out and direct market, that's exactly what we did. When they said, hey, RG3, and right here, Maddie said, hey guys, on a Telegram chat, we're coming to Vegas. We're coming big. We're going to do the first meetup. And we said, I raised my hand and I said, yes, bring it on. And I put my pants on. I rolled up my sleeves and I said, let's do this. And I put my bag on the line. And I'm expecting the rest of you to do the same, because that's the thing. We're on a mission. We're on a mission for freedom. So yeah, we made a spectacle. We crushed the cars with these tanks. We did it for you guys, okay? We don't complain, right? We don't go out in a handout either. So when Crypto Schwabach told us and said, we want to do a workshop we want to do a tour. We want to do an onboarding tour. And then also Staker app said, hey guys, we got a new Staker app for the Hexicans, a new wallet for you guys. Of course, we raised our hands and I said, absolutely, Freedom TV is going to be there. We're going to back you up in any logistical way we can. We were there. We bought the car. We bought the R8. We said, okay, let's put our bags on the line because we believe. We believe. And so that's what we're all about. That's what we're all about. I think that's why you're here. That's why you're spending your money. That's why you're spending your time here on the stream, looking for solutions, solutions for your families, because we want legacy. We want legacy wealth. Yes or no? We want the next generation to be better than we had it. That's what we're looking for.
Yep.
So that's why we're here. When Maddie told me, hey, we're going to put the Hex conference, absolutely. I raised my hand. I said, absolutely, I'm going on stream with you and I'm promoting it. And that's why I'm here. No matter what beefs we have, right? We're a community. We can resolve it. We're grown men, right? Right?
Right
And
on,
women.
brother.
I apologize about that. Absolutely. I got my better half. She backs me up. Her name is Jamie, and I love her to death. That's my wife. You know, I do that for her. I do this for her. Absolutely.
That's beautiful.
That's we want women in crypto. Absolutely. Why? 8 men decided the fate of our money system 100 years plus ago. So women stand up and say, this is how we want our money systems to be for our generation and our next generation and the next generation after that. Stand up.
That's right.
So now we're like, okay, so give me 1 second. Now we're doing PulseCon, yes or no? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I put my bag on the line. The contract signed. The contract signed and delivered. Get your tickets. If you want to help me out, get your tickets. September 6th through the 9th. September 6th through the 9th. We're doing it. We're pumping your Pulse bags. If you're a sacrificer, right? You sacrifice. That's what the word means. You sacrificed to be in this new crypto world. This new project that Richard Hart said, I'm doing. That's why we raised billions of dollars, because we believe. That's the difference between other communities. It's because we believe. So that's why we're here.
See money.
Amen, brothers and sisters.
Yo, T-Money, I want to say thank you, brother, for taking care of me at the last conference. You took care of my cardboard cutout beautifully, brother.
Absolutely. Of course. Of course. You were there in spirit.
That's right. There's going to be a replay of this at the Nagabo party, so see me there.
Absolutely, bud. Thanks to Crypto King.
Yep.
Well, that is for Crypto Sprout to decide, because they want to continue on their tour. And guess what? They want to continue. And I'm saying, yes, sir. We just had a meeting just recently. I don't know where my Crypto Sprout guys are. Patrick, he's like, I want to keep on going. I was like, absolutely. I'm here to back you up. So yeah, sure. If you want to buy it and back them up, sure. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And of course, it's going to be the Pulse. It's going to be Pulse Tour. They're slated to go. They're gonna have a little bit time off, and then the idea is to pretty much on April 1st and 2nd. There's another crypto currency conference. We have a booth on there. Hex has a booth on there. Come down and represent. Come and represent your community. Tell them how you tell people the other cryptos that how the solution that we have. They don't have the same solution. They don't. We do. And you know what I'm talking about. We got T-shares, baby. They don't.
That's right. Yeah, for everybody in the audience that if the Crypto Sparga guys are gonna do another tour, if they didn't meet a city that you're in, you know, take the initiative, start looking for venues for them to do workshops, and get into that Telegram group and start giving them ideas on other cities that they could make stops in. And you know, that's what it's going to take. We cannot expect them to do all the work. It's us as a community all together, especially for the cities that didn't get hit. You know, take the initiative and make the effort to find the venues to make workshops happen.
Indeed, crypto is what you make of it. Crypto really is all about the community that you have, because you all own the same token or coin, right? The cool thing about Richard Hart projects, PulseX, Pulse, and Hex, all of those are, you know, they have the same backing, pretty much the same people, all three of them. They're all basically going, well, PulseChain and PulseX are going to happen at once, and Hex is already here. PHEX will happen soon. But what a lot of support behind Hex, right? Just based upon the functionality of how that's happening, and you know, the amount of money the sacrifices have made it with PulseX as well. And we know that Hex is Richard Hart's baby, right? We know that it's just an exciting time to have somebody kind of dedicate their life to trying to make other people wealthy. That's really how I see it, right? With Richard Hart, you know, massive respect to that man. And Maddie's doing that too, pumping everybody's bags that way. But beyond the monetary aspect, it's a lot of fun to see how the system of this crypto is changing, how, you know, there are more long-term options. And Hex is, it's such a good time to get into it. It's nothing but good. So it's easy. I feel like it's easy in that sense to spread something that you know is going to go up, right? You know, make sure people don't have lettuce hands and start trading stuff away when it's going to go up. There's no way it won't, right? So it's a wonderful time to be in Hex. Like right now, even right now, a few months from now, it's perfect. It's such a good opportunity. So tell as many people as you can.
I'm glad that you mentioned Richard Hart, because I think, you know, and K4K is on here too, with the game theory. So there aren't other cryptos where you have a founder who's a billionaire in other things, right? And this is super important because it means that our founder doesn't have to dump on our heads. And it turns out that probably the OA has been buying Hex all along, pumping up the price. And that's something that, in my opinion, is like really special about Hex. And a point I wanted to make at the Hex conference, you know, Richard being a billionaire in Ethereum, being a billionaire in Bitcoin, being a billionaire in USDC, and what, quarter billionaire in DAI now or something. That's a big deal that, you know, all these other coins, the founders and the dev teams and everything extract massive amounts of value right when the things are getting popular. However, with Hex, you know, maybe we're still pre-viral, and yet, you know, we don't have any reason to believe that our founder is going to sell any Hex, because why wouldn't he sell something that he didn't create? And so that's pretty exciting to me. Any comments on that?
Yeah, billionaires don't usually have to sell very often, I hear, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. Why was that a point that Peter Schiff was trying to press Richard on? Well, did you sell any? Why does he need to sell any? That doesn't make any sense at all. So yeah, that question
Peter
was
shocked.
Ridiculous.
Peter was low-key shocked that Richard could practically say that he has never sold any Hex. And the Chainalysis shows that he's bought lots of Hex, right? We tiptoe around it because Hex doesn't want to be security. Well, mainly Richard does, but you can see the smile on his face and the, you know, everything when he says, it's rumored that I'm a billionaire in all these other things. And so he really sticks. You know, it's been 2-3 years of him being super consistent. Don't tell people about your bags. And at the same time, for us to be able to understand really his incentives and motives and everything, I think really makes a big difference. You know, Bitcoin is based on stopping double spends by understanding that you can predict human behavior when it comes to validators, basically. When it comes to miners, you can predict that because they're getting paid in Bitcoin and because they're staking their electricity bill, that they are not going to, that they're not going to allow double spends to happen because they want what they're getting paid, Bitcoin, to be worth something. You know, and I think just like that's a form of game theory, there's another form of game theory that says that if you're a billionaire founder and you could sell Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these other things first, that that you wouldn't sell Hex, and that gives me more confidence in the founder and in, you know, the product.
And everyone looks to, you know, for Richard, he will not let the haters win. So he's not going to let his baby, his Hex, or any of his projects, I don't think he's going to let the price chart look too bad for too long. And the game mechanics of the system help it naturally do that anyway. So I don't see Hex staying this low for very long. Let's say that. Plus, if you think about it, on an 80% dip, if you buy that dip, when the price 2x's from its all-time high, you're up 10x, as opposed to just 2x. If you were to buy at the high, do you guys want to buy highs or do you want to buy lows? So it's much better for people getting in now and any dry powder. It's better to buy an 80% dip than at all-time highs, even though all the hype is there and you're like, oh, it's never going to stop. There's these corrections, people get shaken out, and then that's your opportunity.
I used to do an emotional regulation exercise where I would specifically buy cryptos on a day when it was down. And that's kind of a simple thing you can do if you're like, you know, if you're buying in weekly or monthly or something, you know, and the day that you want to make your purchase, if something's up, you could practice waiting a day or two or three until it's down, and then just to have that emotional experience. Because what I was trying to do for myself was to practice mastering the emotions of fear first and then greed later on. And so that was really effective for me to just take that first baby step of just saying, I'm going to wait for a red day. It doesn't have to be the most red day ever, but I'm just going to wait for a red day.
Yep. And I'm so happy that the price is where it is right now, because with the onset of PulseChain coming soon, that gives all the little guys a chance to be part of this wonderful product and wonderful family that we have building. So don't be upset, especially for the OGs. You know, I'm happy that we got a lot more young people and the masses coming into Hex due to the price where it's at now. So I love it.
And for onboarding, you know, once PulseChain's out, it's a much easier pill to swallow to get your friend in, or anybody, when you don't have to tell them, yeah, you're gonna have to lose around $100 before you even get in. That just screams like scam, and that just has to do with Ethereum and how blocked up it is. You know, it's not even, they can't tell the difference between if it's our product that's the problem or just the base layer we're on. So once we have that better base layer, onboarding's easier, and when we have more onboards, you know what happens.
And like T Money was saying, that, you know, and Richard, the direct marketing. I mean, to make 500 business cards is at Vistaprint, it's like you know, $50 or something. So that's the initiative. You know, you're at the supermarket and you bump into somebody, hey, you into crypto? Here, you just hand them a card and let them do their own research. Another thing is Float, FLOTE. Float Fest is next month in Texas. So they've opened up and reached out to the Hex community and said they want to have workshops to onboard or teach people how to buy and stake Hex at their festival. So if you're in the Texas area, there's another opportunity to attend workshops and learn more about Hex with Float Fest. So check that out.
So what I want to do is talk to the community. You know, Richard Hart's only a one man. That's it. What can he do in 24 hours, right? However, if we can leverage one in each and every single person, right? If you bring one person to Hex, if you bring one person to Pulse, like how that's the duplication, right? That's the direct marketing that we're talking about. It's now your responsibility. It's not Richard Hart's responsibility to market. It's our responsibility. You know, when you go, that's why we have the workshops. So in your community, that's why the first question, if you come to me and you say, hey, hi, my name is Joe, right? Joe in the back, right? Woo woo. So I'm like, where are you from, right? Oh, you know, let's say I'm from Miami, or I'm from Montana, I'm from XYZ. Well, guess what? You got people in your community that you want to save. Don't you want to save them? Right?
Hell
we
yeah.
came back from this pandemic, right? We came back,
Okay,
right?
YouTube channel already got taken down once today. Let's move on.
I really don't care. I really don't care. We're here. We're here, right? We're here. So the thing is that, so
No, I really care.
we came back from this, right? What's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's your neighbor. That's your peeps, right? That's your community. Who do you want to bring on? Who do you want them to have a better life in the next 15 years? How is their life going to be changed? Can you be the causal agent in their lives? It's up to you, not Richard Hart anymore. He did his part. Now it's up to us.
Right on.
Hexray Vision, what's it like being a YouTuber?
It's a lot of fun. No, honestly, like I said, I see a lot of streamers out here in the audience that I've been watching for a long time. And like I said, to get them on your stream and be honored by them spending their time, whether it's K4K, Crypto Coffee, you know, T-Money over here, it's like a cool, like being invited to sit at the cool table. I feel like at school, you know what I mean? You learn about all these new ideas. You hear the game theory as it's being put down, and it just fires you up. It makes you want to go forth and evangelize the good word of Hex to everybody. You know, back in the day, I was onboarding a bunch of friends and families for $50 before the fees took over. And that $50 did much more convincing than I ever could by myself. And so when I look forward to PulseChain coming out and being able to onboard friends and families for 10, 20, $50 and letting the math and the program convince them versus just us as Hexicans, I get really, really excited because we're going to have waves and waves of friends and neighbors and coworkers that are going to see what we already see. And I think that's a beautiful future to look forward to.
We've got a live audience in front of us, and I'm wondering, like, out of the people here in the audience, who has ever gifted somebody Hex before? Raise your hand. Whoa, look at that. Wow. How about you've onboarded somebody who was already in crypto to Hex? Whoa. And how about you onboarded a no coiner to Hex? Look at that. Whoa. That's awesome.
It's a lot easier to onboard no coiners than degenerate gamblers. Way easier. And I mean, we've got a front row seat to history being made right now. Everything that we see in Hex, from the code to the OA to the founder that isn't preying upon his audience, to making your own network when the network that you're running on kind of throws a wrench in your gears. Everything we're seeing right now is going to be copied by every other crypto out there. Everything that we're doing right now is going to be copied. I think including the full system state that's being dropped, the airdrop, I think we're going to see that copied too because of the incredible success that we'll have from that. But the one thing that you can't copy is a community, right? We've got a special community here that you won't find anywhere else in crypto, and really almost anywhere else in the world. You know, there's very few places I've been where people have each other's back and want to help the world and have this hope for the future of more freedom in their life. So this community is like Richard Hart said, that's what he's the proudest of, is this community. And I think there's a lot to be said about that.
Awesome.
Right on. Hey,
So-
hey, Maddie, I want to go ahead and shout out my Hexation brothers and sisters, middle class, Uncle Kevin, Vince, Papa B, Wells Only, Miss Exquisite, Marion, David, out in there in Canada, DJ Alpha Music. Asia is probably is the biggest area that we need to, crack open with Hex, especially. So, we're doing Frank with the Hex language that we're doing translations of multiple languages, Korean, Vietnamese, Arabic. We got so much work going on in the Asian community that I'm just loving it, and it's powerful stuff that's happening.
Yeah, I've not had a bad experience with a Hexkin yet, so that's not a competition. Okay, not trying to start anything, but
Yeah.
everyone I've met either online that I've only known online so far, every person, whether they're an influencer or not, has just been an amazing experience. Just great to meet all you people, and you're all just so real, and even better than they're online. Like everyone is either real or more real. Yeah. Then on.
And nice to meet you, K4K. It's the first time being on stream with you, brother. Well done.
I like your glasses. I thought that was like an application or something. Are those like legit on your face?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Got to get me some of those.
Oh, if Hexy Cajun's out there, don't forget you owe me a kiss at Naga Bo's party.
Well, this community is really outstanding, and whether it's the workshops that have been going on in 40 different cities all around the country, the meetups that Richard did in Europe, right? Multiple meetups. So we know he was crossing borders and stuff. He's a stand-up guy. We did a Hex cameo with Jerry Springer, who also exonerated Richard, if you saw that. But the community is meeting up in places, proving that we're not bots, but also we have a really strong online presence, right? And so whether you're talking about crypto YouTube or crypto Twitter, we're really dominating those spaces. When I get outside the echo chamber and look around, not for too long, but just for a minute, that's the feedback that I get is people know about Hex because Hexicans post on every thread on Twitter in the entire website.
Absolutely.
So who out there has been a part of the Hex Twitter community? Raise your hand. Awesome. And how about Hex YouTube? Very good, very good. So that's something to be proud of. And I think we're continuing to build a reputation of people who aren't going away, and that persistence is really paying off. So
I just want to add on to that. I've had several people come up to me. They're very, very nice, and lots of people out there, they want to contribute some way. Some of them have ideas for YouTube channels. I just want to encourage every one of you guys, just do it. People will come. People want to hear your story. They want to, like, what you have to offer. Somebody's out there. They want to hear that. So I want to encourage everybody who wants to make a channel to do so. You have your own special thing to share with the world. So I want to encourage everybody.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Can I tell your story, Hex Ray Vision? Our story. Oh, yeah.
The PG version, right?
The PG version. No, well, what happened was Hex Ray Vision. He said, "Hey, I need help because I don't know if I have the right equipment or I have the right tools to be a streamer." And I said, "Absolutely, you do. Can you talk?" He said, "Yeah." And I go, "Okay, you have the tools. That's all you need." So yeah, we went to his house and I said, "Let's set up your equipment and whatnot," right? And his wife started coming out at me and said, "You're the one that made him spend $10,000 in equipment." And I'm like, yeah, that was me. So sometimes I get it. It gets scary to get out there and put your name out there and to really be vocal. And so sometimes it doesn't have to be on a stream. Sometimes it's just like K4K, or I don't know who is talking about, just in your supermarket, just having a smile and saying, hey, passing out a card and saying, hey, I have a solution for you, and being that causal agent and getting them freedom for the next 15 years plus.
Yeah.
Boom.
I would add to that, for everyone out there, there's a group of people out there that are going to relate to you, whatever you bring to the table, the way you talk, the things that you value, your interests. There's a group of people out there that once they hear you speak, Hex and some of these things are going to make sense to them in a way that the rest of the streamers aren't going to reach them, especially the females. There's a lot of moms, there's a lot of single moms, there's a lot of grandmas out there that would kill for this sort of security for their family and for themselves. And they're not going to listen to me. I'm just a 40-year-old dude avoiding chores in my studio. So like, if that's you, I'll talk to you, but everyone else, I mean, there's so many other people, there's so many other walks of life that need your voice to go out and tell them, hey, this is what I'm into. This is why, this is how it's helped me and my family. And it's good. You're going to reach a whole different audience. So everyone, pick up a microphone or a webcam and start a YouTube channel, get on Twitter, get on wherever it is that you want to express yourself, and you'll find a group of people that are waiting for you that need to hear that message from you.
I'm curious, like, what was there a moment when you guys decided to make your YouTube channel or to start making Hex content? I know for me, I was thinking to myself, CoinMarketCap is gatekeeping Hex. It was in the first 6 months, and that just upset me to the point where, like, all right, I'm gonna make my first thumbnail. I'm gonna make my first post, and it's been super rewarding to be a part of this community and to really be around so many people who are passionate about crypto, who are super intelligent, who are creating the next leap forward in this financial technology. It's inspiring, it's mentally stimulating, and so I'm really grateful to the entire community and to CoinMarketCap.
For me, it was just I just saw so many rug pulls, too many, in the crypto space, and I was like, there's a better way. There's got to be a better way to educate people on what the truth is behind certain things and disseminate, because there's a lot of misinformation, right? There's a lot of people talking, right? Especially when Hex first started, it was a lot of, disinformation. And so I was like, well, I got to make it right. I knew I had to raise my hand and say, wait a minute, I have a bag and I have a couple of stakes, and that was not my experience. This is my experience, and that's all I wanted to do. If you saw all my first, they were not nice. They were not great quality production, right? Eventually, as practice, and I understood. And especially when I understood T-shares, it was like, holy smokes, that's the secret sauce. Because I don't know if you knew, but the Hex was not the first time weighted blockchain. They've tried it before. It didn't work. And it's because there was no T-shares. That's the secret sauce. If you really understand how T-share works, you'll know. You'll believe.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steph, Kyle. Thanks, Richard.
Hell yeah. They didn't have T-shares, but they damn sure did have admin keys.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Well, and Bitcoin has had built into it for many, 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 many years a time lock function. Most people don't know that you can time lock your Bitcoin. It's already built into the protocol. It's been in there since long before Hex, but it didn't incentivize the right behavior. It didn't pay inflation to the people who are the most long-term thinking. It paid inflation to people who are stopping double spends, but at the expense of the environment and burning electricity. And so it's Hex is a much better system, and Bitcoin just didn't quite get it right. But they did have the thought. They did know that time locking could be valuable. It's very interesting.
Interesting.
What about you, Hexray?
Yeah, there are two reasons I started streaming. The first reason was that I was spending a lot of time onboarding people. I'd go sit down at their kitchen table with them and spend 4 to 6 hours kind of explaining how it worked and setting up the exchange and setting up their ladders and things like that. And I quickly realized that there wasn't enough of me to go around. And so I thought if I just made a video of some of this information, then hopefully more people could get to it and I could scale my effort and reach more people. The other problem that I found was that a lot of people, especially people that are older, didn't understand a word of what we were talking about. They didn't understand any of the phrases or language we use. So if I would point them to a video, they would just say, I watched that video, but I don't understand any of the stuff they're talking about. So I tried to create a place where you could almost break it down, and Crypto Coffee does this really well. Explain it in everyday terms and everyday English. And so those were the two goals that I set for my channel. The tech talk that we have with David Feeder and Rags to Riches, that's just a bunch of Hexicans nerding out. I don't think it onboards anyone or explains anything. But that's just us having fun. The other ones, though, like I have a Zoom workshop where I invite people in real time to come and try to basically explain them and answer any of the questions they have. Those ones are meant for brand new people. And they keep asking questions that I've completely forgot because I've been around Hex for so long. Just stuff that we take for granted about T-shares, about setting up a ladder, or about just how wallets and accounts inside the wallets work. Or seed words. They ask these questions and I'm like, oh, and to me and you, it's simple, but to them, they really want to learn this. They see they have an incentive or reason for themselves to get involved in Hex. And if we can bridge that gap, then that would be awesome. And those are the reasons I started streaming.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Can I put a challenge out for the women? Can we get more content on Pinterest about Hex? Seriously, Pinterest, like 80% of women go to Pinterest.
Crypto Pinterest?
Yeah, that's the how-to videos, right? In Pinterest.
That and Tumblr.
Right? And
but
Tumblr, right?
mostly Pinterest.
Yeah,
That's
Pinterest
good.
with the recipes and how to needlepoint and add crypto in there.
Hex quilts.
Right.
Make 'em,
Remodeling your
girls.
home with
Come
hexagons.
on.
No.
Hexagons.
How about onboarding them? Step by step. How-to video, how to onboard on Pinterest. There isn't any.
We'll have to get Expensive Taste on there, or Crypto Stylist. Shout out to Crypto Stylist, another Hex Asian.
Absolutely. Yeah. Shout out to all of you.
Crypto Stylist has a great video. If you guys haven't seen it, she talks about basically, because she's all in the stylish world and fashion world. There you go. See, I know very little about it, but she knows a lot. And she compared basically the rise of streetwear and how they utilized lowering the amount of supply available. They also utilized partnerships, and how brands like Supreme became almost mainstream brands from nothing and weren't like admired by major fashion people for a while, and like the strategies they used, and how she's thinking of how using those strategies for Hex and promotion in the future. So check out that video by Crypto Stylist. I believe it's on Discourse Syndicate. Really well done, like amazing. So she doesn't make very many videos. I'm getting on her about it, so don't worry. She'll have more out soon.
Yeah, I played one of hers at lunch before the stream got taken down by the Link Up TV people. Crypto Stylist is definitely an upcoming YouTuber. Good stuff.
I guess we didn't get to talk about why I started making videos, but I'll say it now. So in 2019, in like December, I had some videos out, and then, you know, YouTube didn't like Hexkins or something at the time. Then around like September or so last year, I started making some videos because I wanted to break down what I believed that made these cryptos do well and why it's just outperforming other stuff. And so I looked at like the background mechanics of it, and I thought a lot of people just kind of understood this stuff already. So I was like, I'll just be an extra voice out there. I'll show it how I see it. And turns out a lot of people didn't see it that way. So that's why I think we're our own worst critic. You know, if you don't think you have some value to share, I bet there's lots of people who haven't heard that opinion or side of it yet. So when you go to make your content, just try it. Just see if you, like, I've had people come up and they're like, well, I heard this a few times, but when you explained it, that made it all make sense. And so sometimes it's just maybe the third time you hear it, or just a different voice. Maybe their accent isn't so strong or something like that. So that makes it a little easier to understand for some people. And so that's why I really want to encourage more content creators so we can all bounce off ideas. Because now that I'm able to, I have some influence in the space, I'm able to connect with more people, and we can get to even more in-depth discussions about the stuff. And so it's good for me to be able to figure out even deeper game theory about understanding where this is all going. And then I can share that with the community and kind of increase all of our levels of understanding of this stuff. So that's partly why I started it, was that I could increase my own understanding by bouncing off of the community, because 100 minds is stronger than one. And so that's partly why I started it. So.
Awesome.
Yep. Another thing that's been taking a storm is the Twitter Spaces. Shout out to Hex Orca, Kiefer, the famous Hexagon, Trap Gravity, Sequoia, Hex Travels. I mean, if you haven't been in a Twitter space, especially the Hex ones, man, they're so much fun. You learn a lot. You meet a lot of different people from all over the world. Yeah, definitely take part in those spaces. They're very powerful onboarding tools as well. So check them out.
World record breaking Twitter Spaces.
That's right. Hex Orca.
How long did he go for? Do you know?
Was it like
4 days? I think 4+ days or something like that.
What? Wait.
Yeah, that's crazy.
4 days? Did he sleep? What?
He just had the host. As long as he designated a host, we were able to keep it going. Yeah, he did get rest. So the hosts were the one. Yeah. Oh snap! Caught on my rug.
Wow.
Yeah, that was his mom who's calling him. I'm just joking.
All the YouTubers are social. They have friends calling them up all the time. You know?
Are you guys excited for PulseChain or no? Just a few more weeks.
Are you guys excited for Pulse X?
Yes, very much.
Yeah, okay, so you only get to vote once. Which one do you like better, Pulse or Pulse X? We'll go Pulse first.
Pulse, baby.
And you like Pulse X better. I'm torn. I'm split.
Could raise both hands.
I like Pulse because you can develop on it, and there are going to be negligible gas fees, and it's going to make a big difference in the crypto future. So other than the price appreciation, I'm very bullish on Pulse itself.
I recommend holding all of them. You don't want to be sad watching one go up while yours is chilling, you know. So for your mental well-being, I recommend holding some of each so you get to enjoy every pump, you know.
Nice.
And don't gamble trying to go all in on one, you know. You're going to do fine holding some of each.
Great advice.
Not financial advice on this channel. Okay.
So as a community, you know, it's by nature Pulse, and this is where my dilemma is doing PulseCon, is including more and more ERC20 tokens that are going to be airdropped naturally into our ecosystem, right? So do we bring them on as a community, right? Do we want them to come on in? So are we going to be inclusive to them too? You know, this whole tribal thing going on with different cryptos, yeah, it's great. However, guess what? We're all one crypto, right? I mean, we're all looking for the same thing, is to create solutions and freedom on the network, which is going to be the Pulse network, right? So are we going to have rug pulls and, you know, bad actors in Pulse network? Absolutely. It's the nature of the beast, right? But are we going to have great, really good, solid projects on Pulse network? Absolutely. However, that's why I'm thinking, my thoughts were to bring the PulseCon, because you can see that founders eye to eye, and you can decide for yourself, because it's with your own vote. When you go into a new coin or a new token, right? You're voting. You're voting if yes, I'm accepting this or not. So it's up to you as the community to really start talking the big questions, right? These are huge questions that we have to guide the new way of money. The whole money system is changing. It's a whole new world out there. And I'm not talking Aladdin. All right?
And to wrap up this panel, I think for sure Pulse, people are going to get copies of whatever they love that's on Ethereum. And I think that they're going to love their PRC copy way more. They're going to love their PRC copy way more than their ERC copy. And so I think that is going to onboard a lot of people, and it's going to prove something to the crypto space. It's going to prove something about PulseChain. It's going to prove something about Ethereum, that they haven't been doing their job, keeping up the world computer when the fees are so high. And, it's going to prove a lot about Hex as well. So thanks everybody for being on the panel. And
thank you, Maddie.
Great job.
Thank you, Richard Hart. TYRH. Everybody enjoy. Be safe out there. Bye from Asia.
Thanks. Awesome.
Goodbye from the internet.
Thanks for joining. So let's see. If you are on the next panel, please report to the stage now. David Feeder, we've got you in the audience. Who else?
First 30, last 30, but it's
Freddie Quotes.
Well, I don't know.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Hey, thanks.
Feeder, you rocked it this morning, brother. I was on the plane flying in and just answering Pulse questions as always. It was just awesome, man. Thanks, super cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Super cool.
Awesome. Yeah, so I know we've got a bunch of other big names on here. I'm not sure if they're around. Come on up to the stage if you're here. Hexologist, Hold Dog, Johnny Cass, Crypto Sparbuck, Big K, Cabana. I think what we should do is we should, do a big round of applause for all of these streamers, whether they're here or not, because it takes a lot.
Marco, what is good? What's good, bro?
Hey.
Good. How are you, man? Good to see you. How are you? What's going on? You have fun yesterday?
Too much.
It looked like it. There's something about standing up there for the national anthem, like with the car.
I know.
It's like, yeah.
So
What's up,
the
people?
stage manager, sticker guy, has said that Hodl Dog, I think, is on the way, and Big K couldn't make it to Vegas. And so if anybody appears, then I will get off the stage and let them go. But
Cool.
For now, I'll stay up here, and let's hear from each of you. What are you known for in the Hex community?
Sure. Anyone go first? All right. Mark with the Hexagon. How you guys doing? How's everything? All right?
Yeah.
Thank you. What I'm known for in the community, I'm not sure. I don't like to put a certain status on my name or how I do things. I just go with the flow. I see like the emotions of people, how they respond to certain things, how they react to certain things. And the way I like to do things is just do the best I can to just, make that better every single day. I just like to enjoy the moments. I like to enjoy doing these type of things, meeting people, hearing people's stories, seeing people's reactions. It's kind of mind-boggling, right? Like 2 years ago, I would never thought this was possible. I could walk down a casino and like 10 people could stop me and say, hey, what you say, what you do, changed my life or help me out or make my day better, right? It doesn't have to be life-changing. It could just be a day-changing moment. And I think that's pretty cool, right? I think that was a moment that I was like, wow, this is real, this works, and I enjoy it. It makes me feel good. So besides that, I'm part of Con Gang Group. I jump on different streams. Anybody hits me up, I'm willing to always jump on, talk, whatever I could talk about, whatever I could, help out, messaging, stuff like that. But I'm more known to be a Hexagon. So that's my main thing. So yeah.
And now you found a really productive way to troll Richard. Can you speak to that?
Oh yeah. So I'm known as the Richard Hart Troller too, right? So I love Richard, right? We speak once in a blue moon. Guy's extremely busy, but he enjoys my little. And he told me personally, he enjoys my little making fun of him at times. Because the man is a marketing genius, right? He likes to buy different type of things. Some people get upset, some people don't. So I like to make light of the situation. I like to make fun of it. So, when he puts his, millions and $1 million of watches, I got to put my $1 billion watches out there, Yes, it's it's official cardboard. Yes, it is. I didn't spend anything, but it's fun. It makes fun. And, he personally messaged me and told me he loves it. It's fun. Awesome. It makes people laugh, make people smile. And, I told him every time he does those things, I'm coming right back at him. So, but it's fun. It's a little love, funny thing that we have between each other. But, yeah, man. And people hit me up. They tell me that it's entertaining. It's pretty funny.
100%.
Yeah.
So, and my kids, I'll tell you this, my kids love doing it because the watches I made, all that stuff, my kids sat down with me making it and they just giggling the whole time, and then when they saw it on YouTube, they're like, Daddy, that's ours. We just did that. I'm like, yeah, that's what we just did. So it's pretty cool. It's a beautiful feeling. And I'm going to do more. And, when I get back, don't tell Richard, guys, don't let him watch this, right? I'm going to be doing, he did that big airplane LV bag. I got something coming for him, something funny. So, don't tell him that, But other than that, it's phenomenal. It's fun. And it's like I said, me passing by, seeing people, meeting up with people, and they're just sharing their stories, and I can share mine. It's a beautiful thing, and I think this will makes it more worth it. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Ready?
I'll go. So I'm Freddie Quotes. I'm known for the Hexagon Anthem and the Furu's Eulogy in the Hex community.
Best rapper in crypto.
Thank you. Been in crypto for a long time. Got into Hex really early, pre-day one. Tried to get a couple other people to get on board with me pre-day one. Hexagon 720 was the only one who did. And actually releasing a new song this week at Naga's party. Yeah, so I'm excited. Everyone, if you can get there, come to Naga's party. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. But it's not even my song, actually. I'm jumping on a song with Black Crypto. He's awesome. We've got some stuff tomorrow. We're going to be on a panel with Corey and some other artists, DJ Cryptomatic. Can't wait to meet that dude. DJ Cryptomatic, that is. I've known Corey for a while, but just got sick and tired of people talking trash about Hex. And so I grew up I started playing piano when I was 3. I was in my church choirs and all the way through an adult, you know what I'm saying? So I've always had a passion for music, and I've always been a big fan of hip hop. Ever since I was a little kid, I used to make mixtapes. I would leave for the school bus, and it was like a dual cassette tape player, and one of them had record. So I would literally turn the radio on and record the first 90 minutes after I left. And when I got home, I would get another tape and I would dub down the songs onto that tape when I was a little kid. I made my own mixtapes when I was in 4th grade. It was, I think, Nothing But a G Thing was on one of my first mixtapes that I made. So it's like 1992, maybe. I was maybe 10 years old. But I've always been passionate about music, and I've always been passionate about the truth. And I believe everyone deserves to hear the truth, whether you like it or not. And a lot of people don't like that. So I guess that makes me a communist for speaking the truth and standing up for what I believe in and allowing other people to believe that. But
it makes you an inspiration, in my opinion.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do.
And to share what Freddie said. So me and Freddie talks on the side all the time. And, you know, at home, I have like the Google Home. It's like, you know, you can speak to Google. The kids love playing with it. And every time my little son, Oliver, he likes to go to, hey, Google, play the Hex song. And it plays his song all the time. So one day I was just talking to Freddie, and I told my son, like, you know, I know that guy, the guy that made the song. My son's like, no, there's no way. He's 5 years old, right? So when he saw that, I took pictures of Freddie on Hex's birthday. My son was like blown away. He's like, you know that guy? I was like, yeah. And I'm like, that's my friend. Like, I know this guy. These are the people I'm always with. So, you know, thank you for that. That's
yeah,
awesome,
brother,
man.
absolutely,
Yeah.
man. That's why I make it. I was standing in line to get into the party, and I turn around, and I mean, you were standing right there, and I was like starstruck. I was like, oh my God, I just gave you a big hug. I hope that wasn't awkward.
Hell no, man. Listen, I think like 50 people give me a hug. So I love it, dude.
I turned around, I was like, I think that's Marco. Yeah. It's definitely Marco. Yeah. I'm getting a hug.
That's funny because when you was there, I spoke to my wife. I'm like, I think that's Freddie. I think that's Freddie. So I was the same way.
Like,
man.
I wasn't sure, but I was pretty sure. Yeah. But I'm glad I didn't make a fool of myself. No, man, and then, yeah, that picture, man, that was one of the first pictures that I threw up on Twitter. I was like, yeah, Marco, boom, boom, boom. But yeah, man. Definitely. But that's why we do music, though. It's like we all may not agree on the same things, and we all may have different opinions about things, but everyone in here listens to music, no matter what your genre may be, no matter what type of music you listen to. On your plane ride here, you probably had earbuds in. On the car ride over, you probably had something on your radio, and that's what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about music, so that's where I come from.
Awesome.
Love that, man.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. And I wanted to add to that, to Freddie's part. Like, when we did the Furu's eulogy over the summer, that was fantastic. I want to say thank you to Freddie for inviting us into your home for that.
Bro,
weekend.
that was awesome, man. I had so much fun. I didn't think that anyone would come.
Yeah.
So Hexagon, there's a funny story about that real quick. I don't mean to interrupt you, but this is a really good story. Hexagon 720 was one of my original onboards, and there's a group chat of, it's up to 11 people now. And I asked my boys, I was like, yo, I'm doing this music video. Do y'all want to come? I need people to sit in the funeral home for the Furu's eulogy. And they're all like, oh, I don't know, man. I got a wedding to go to. I'm doing this. One of them was traveling. Like, no one was really committed to joining. So I was like, all right. And Hexagon 720 was like, why don't you ask the streamers? And I was like, dude, that's brilliant. So I think I hit up Kinetics or RG3 first. And one of them was like, yeah. And I was like, for real? And I was like, I think it was RG3. And I was like, once RG3 said yes, I was like, cool. I'm going to tell everyone that I talked to that RG3 is going to come. So they better be there. They're going to be missing out. So then after he committed, it was super easy. And then I just reached out to a bunch of the people, and it was just, and like Feeder and everybody, man. And I was just blown away with the response within like a week. It was a week before the shoot. everyone dropped what they were doing. They were like, 100%, man, we got your back. We'll be there. We'll do what we can to help. And I'm very grateful for every single one of those guys, man. It just speaks volumes to who we have in the community here. And
it was dope.
Just awesome people.
It was dope.
Awesome people.
So
it worked out. It worked out well. It was super cool. Gotten a lot, not a lot, but I've definitely gotten some backlash from the song. And I know it's pretty abrupt and it's in your face. And you know, I don't know, it rubs some people the wrong way, but I'm not going to censor my passion, you know? So freedom of speech, right? We sacrifice for freedom of speech. Right. So. Sorry, Feeder. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, man, not at all. No, I was just saying that was just so much fun to meet up. That was my first time actually meeting other Hexicans, kind of like the convention here. And it was, I was like starstruck. It was like, holy crap, there's RG3. like it was wild. We had such a good time. So I love the community. You know, it's a lot of fun. So doing events like that, like, you know, making music and all the stuff that everybody provides, like for entertainment and content for us. I mean, nowadays when you go on YouTube, you could pick your Hex stream, right? Yeah. There's always a different show on. Whether you want to watch Quant Gang or any other show. I'm on Sundays with Hexray. Like there's tons of shows. So it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. You know, we should have our own channel now at this point. Just have 24/7 Hex content.
And Peter, you know, to you, man, big props to you, bro. Like you're one of the realest dudes out there, right? Yep. What you do, your voice, what you post, your videos, even your story when I'm not sure everybody knows his original story when he came into Hex. That was powerful, man, right? Like that goes to show like you can make a small investment in yourself and literally change your future or change yourself that holds you down, right? In your case, it was student loans and all that other stuff, and that helped you. And now look at you now, right? Look at what you're doing for the community. You're about to be a what's the word?
The validator.
Validator. Yep. Thank you. You're about to be that. And you know, you're doing big things, man. Like I see people coming up to you with inspiration and, you know, thanking you for doing your just your story and how you do things. And then you doing the big tattoo of Hex. That's phenomenal, right? Like, yeah, man. That's ballsy, excuse my language, right? But you know, that's like that's huge, right? Like that's beyond commitment, right? That's commitment, you know, it's commitment between you, between the code, right, and to yourself, man. And that's beautiful. And it's a reminder, like every day you get dressed, every day you wake up, you see that. And you can say like, this is me, man. This is why I do this. But dude, you rock on, man. You're a rock star, dude.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Badass.
I appreciate that.
Now, there was a thumbnail at one point that showed you having like a Richard tattoo on.
Yeah, no, the background.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. It was like a wallpaper background that he would stream, and when he would sit, it was like right here, a shirtless man right behind him.
Naked Richard
so
over my
awkward.
shoulder. So the story behind that quick picture was when I got the tattoo that day, I live streamed it like on Twitch with my cell phone. And then that evening, that was still when Hexologist was doing his daily show. So Hexologist saw it, and during his show, he likes making memes and doing Photoshop. So he Photoshopped my beard under Richard's body and my face under Richard's chest. So that's where I got the picture from. It was a gift from Hexologist. It's a long story. So yeah.
Huddle Dog.
I'm a fanboy.
Oh man.
Abe and Patrick in the house.
I've never met Huddle Dog. I feel like I should run up and tackle Huddle Dog like he did Richard. Like I'm such a fanboy. Are we gonna pause this real quick?
Guys, we gotta show love, guys. You gotta give us a minute. Give us a minute.
Do you want to share? Is there another chair?
I'm so excited, guys. Thanks for being here. And now let's have a little talk with the Crypto Sparbook team and, of course, Huddle Dog, who came all the way from Europe. Where is he? The tall guy. Nobody can miss him. So give it up for Huddle Dog. Give it up for Huddle Dog.
Here he is. Good to see you, everybody.
Huddle Huddle, it's the first time being here in America?
No. I was traveling a lot when I was younger and smaller. So now I just came back to New York and to Vegas just to see the Hexicans. I could meet with Corey, the investor in New York, and with Wales Only. And yesterday I flew in here, met all the German boys, met all the other Hexicans here. So it's amazing, and that's why we're here, like to meet the people in real life. So
awesome that you be here with us.
Appreciate
so, what is your first impression of America like this year? and finally, like meet some people of the Hex community in person.
Yeah, I was finally able to enter America again after 2 years. That was cool. So we met already some people in London, and it's amazing. Like it's so much positivity, so much love, and like everybody's happy as fuck. Yeah. So that's like that's cool. Yeah, I'm good.
So who has a question for Huddle Dog? Everybody is silent. Cool. No
Good.
questions.
No question.
Everything is already asked. Nice.
I have a question. I have a question for Huddle Dog.
I have a question.
How much Ethereum have you spent on gas, Huddle Dog? You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. But with your ladder strategy, did that work out?
I think he has a video on that, right?
I didn't understood everything. Sorry, can you repeat?
How much ease you already spent on gas?
You don't know. You don't want to know that. I'm miners lovers. Like the miners love me, bro. Like I pay them a lot.
I guess he's
but I'm done. By the end of the year, I'm done with that. So I reconsolidated and staked for longer just to maintain.
I have a question for you.
Oh, bro, that's like a hardcore AMA here.
How did you feel the moments that relief when you made your Nomics video? That was
good. That was that's better than therapy. So
yeah. I love it. Your hair was all over the place. You know, you was really on it, man.
Just got up, man. No, that's like that was one video. So I don't like. There's no hate or anything. We just like how we do it in the community. If we don't like something, we ghost it. And we don't talk. We talk maybe once again, and then it's like that's my statement, and I'm done.
Awesome. And by the way, the guy got damn smooth last night, dancing all night, dance smooth.
Got home at 6, so I'm here.
That's good, man. Everyone's treating you well.
I think so. Yeah.
And this is your first time to America?
No. I was like traveling a lot before, but I was in Vegas like 10 years ago, but not partying so hard.
Right.
So. I think this week will be sick. So it's just a start for me.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Definitely.
What's over there? What's going there? Mars?
We, of course, listening to what you guys have to say. But David, you gave us a teaser here. And of course, we want to talk about crypto as well. So Huddle has a staking ladder. What is it all about? Why does it cost so many fees? Like, why do you think he did it? Or what he should have done differently? Because I'm in the same.
I can answer that, man.
Having 600
I know what I did wrong.
And I'll even defend Huddle Dog real quick. Like back when Hex came out and you made Hex stakes, even in Ethereum, they only cost a penny, and now they cost $100 of ETH gas. That's why Richard's making PulseChain to save us from all that Ethereum wasted, all that extra money we have to spend. It's crazy. Like we're like the Hex users are paying the Ethereum miners like over $100,000 a day, something like that. Yeah. That's insane. So with PulseChain, all of that goes away. We pay pennies, and it's almost free. So that's what's coming soon. So that's PulseChain will save us.
And me.
And you, yes, yeah, and Huddle Dog, exactly. So that's why PulseChain's going to exist. So in PulseChain, it'll be way cheaper and easier to make ladders. You can make a stake every week if you want, and it'll be profitable because you won't have to spend as much on the gas. So game changer, yeah.
So everybody knows that my favorite statistic is the weighted average of the whole staker class, which is 6.3 years. But what do you think how it will change when PulseChain comes out? When we have now people staking 10 hex for 2 days and being put in profit, or staking 5555, of course.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. That is a really good question. There's going to be more shorter stakes. It might actually lower the average stake. I didn't even think about that because I love 5555s. Like that's what I do now. So like exclusively. But that's a great question. That might go down.
I'm really excited to see that.
Do you guys think the staking ratio will change? Like the liquid hex to stake hex?
But the staking ratio moves really, really slowly, right? Patrick is the boss on that. Just 1 year ago, we said it will go up a little bit, and it actually did. So you should watch the first Power of T-Shares from the Crypto Sparbook channel, and there we have everything about that. But Patrick, maybe you can talk about that a little bit.
Sure. So the two big outcomes, like when it comes to analyzing the T-share market and how it will look like in the next 15 years, was first of all by looking what was the actual inflation of Hex in 2021, where it turned out it was only 1% and not like 3.69. Why is that? Because we have so much delayed inflation. Everybody who is like staked so long, you know, they just get their inflation on a daily basis, but they only get to execute it once their stake matures. That's why it's only 1% last year. And the second biggest outcome was like with the T-share rate and how it will most likely move in the next 15 years and how much more beneficial it is to stake the maximum stake length of 5555 compared to just the 10 years where the staking bonuses are already maxed out.
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, the T-share rate should ratchet very hard once Pulse launches, I would imagine, because there's people who have stakes just waiting to be ended.
Yeah, but it still comes down on how much of the inflation, of how much ROI a single staker got in hands. So when we look at the PulseChain and we assume, okay, there will be more 5555, and we assume as well there are like more short term because each and every hex which is actively staked will be beneficial because there are nearly no fees.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, there is a bigger pie. So the hex which gets paid out every day goes to way more people. That means that an individual staker is getting less of the inflation than compared on the ETH chain. And the share rate is based on that. So I guess on the Ethereum side, in a couple of years, we will see a higher share rate than on the PulseChain side.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the daily payouts on each of the chains.
And there, I think it might not change so much because there is also a speculation when it comes to the origin address, where we can say, okay, on the Ethereum chain, it only gets good accounted, but on the PulseChain, it really end stakes, so mints the coins. More coins totally minted means like the pie of how big the daily payout in millions of hexes gets bigger.
Right.
But I agree with you. Like, I assume as well that on PulseChain we see numbers going up faster, like T-share, just because like we can do the short-term stakes, but also the cheaper stakes, long-term stakes. And but it's all speculation at this point because it's still the biggest experiment in crypto. Like with PulseChain, you have the whole that.
Was it Cabana? I don't know. No, I don't.
We're blaming Cabana.
Why do I get blamed for this?
He's here. He's on stream, yeah.
Oh yeah, there.
There he is.
Hey, dude.
What's up, brother?
No, and it's still an experiment, so I'm really curious to see how this will work out because it has never been done before, and we have the best community to support this, and yeah, we will see.
I think the way I see it, right? So a lot of people are trying to speculate. It's EHEX version, Ethereum version. People don't understand the terminology. It's gonna go crashing, etc. Right? So a lot of people are like, I don't want to be in that pool. I always tell folks, be careful, like Richard Hart always says, be careful loving one child more than the other, right? Because you don't know what could happen on both sides. Play both sides well. I could see the EHEX version, APY going up because less people might want to be intensive to be staked, but APY goes up. On the right side, I could see a better price appreciation faster because of the faster rate people could buy along the way, right?
The easier onboarding.
Exactly. So the way I see it is like, it's a seesaw, right? There could be a couple of months where one side could do better. There could be a couple of months another side might do better. But that's how it works. Oh my God, John.
When did he sneak up here?
I'm like, I'm gonna.
Where did you come from, bro?
Oh my God, time out.
Embrace the chaos. Oh my God, time out.
Embrace the chaos, he just said, guys.
Get a room, boys. Get a room.
I received the ribbon.
So Johnny Chaos is just crashing the stage. Needs to say hello to me.
Nope.
This is the coolest thing ever.
Johnny's in the house.
Everyone is embracing the chaos.
No
Give it up for
jacket.
Johnny.
No jacket. Where's the jacket? No jacket.
The jacket is here. I brought the jacket because I figured Mittens is going to want the jacket to make a scoop on me. I don't know where she's hiding.
Show it in the camera as well.
Put the jacket, bro.
In the camera, like from the computer?
The jacket, yes, the legendary jacket is here. As beaten and battered as it is, I should accept it.
I love
Oh, you're freezing.
Yeah, it's just this camera which is freezing now.
There you go.
Here we go. There is the jacket.
I wish it came like the average.
So Cabana, you're like
Oh
streaming from home. Is it the first time that you're on stream with Huddle Dog?
No, we've done a.
Ah, you already
I think we
guess
met,
two or
yeah,
three,
and won the game he's doing, like the trivia, I think.
Oh yeah, we've done that. I think
I
you were
lost,
on.
you make it really easy.
I love
Yeah, you came back. I think Hodel Dog actually went out and came back, and of course he's in Europe. And after the night out in the clubs or whatever, came back and hopped on the happy hour stream. So the guy can go, man. So I love Hodel Dog.
Yes, he can.
We'll see by the end of the week. So no
yeah, I was gonna say Vegas. Welcome to Vegas. There you go.
Shout out to Cabana, bro. Your video, your streams, what you do, it's fun, it's entertaining.
Yep.
I see so many people come in and out of it laughing. The little trivias you've been doing is hilarious. I love those things. So keep
I
it
love
up,
drinking
man.
at
What you
happy
do,
hour.
it's pretty fun. It lights up the mood all the time. So
Especially when Motley's
really
involved, So yeah.
Oh, Monty's a blast, man. Man, Vince, everybody else. Oh, yeah.
No,
That's
thanks.
another-
I really appreciate that, and I was just joking at the end of this past Friday's stream. It's like I know we have such great streamers with just content-wise with the Hodel Dogs and Coffees with very informative videos and stuff like this. So I just wanted to do something different, and it just kind of took off. We have our own kind of like little community hangout every Friday, and it's just like thousands of subs. Like it's just for a show to have fun and talk crypto. What this community is just so awesome, man. So
It's beautiful, man.
Happy hour is the best stream, man. I love happy hour. Like you're getting off work, you're like, all right, let me get a drink. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna watch some crypto show and relax. End of the week, it's just perfect, man. Yeah. It's mature content. It's awesome. Big K, you, crypto Vince. I'm pumped. Are you in here? Is Vince in here?
He should be coming later, but
Dude,
he's here. He landed.
Yeah, I saw it. I
I'm freaking
messaged
out. I
him.
can't wait.
I know.
for
I
him.
can't wait to meet
I
him.
saw him
dude.
yesterday.
I
so-
can't freaking wait to meet Vince. We used to do Sunday service with Joe Hexotic, and
Shout out to Joe.
yeah, big shout out to Joe, man. But so we would stream every Sunday, and it was different, right? Like, who have you ever seen a crypto streaming show that talked also about your faith, which was
It's cool.
it was pretty cool. But yeah, I can't wait to meet him in person, man. I'm gonna fanboy out again. Lots of fanboying this
That's the
week.
same for us, man. Like we're just happy to see each other.
Yeah,
Like
hell
after
yeah.
all this time, like the
yeah.
Americans, for example, like I just met a few of them in London, but now like here, everybody's here. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Like Johnny Chaos, I think. So Johnny called me earlier this week, and I was at the playground. My wife and I were at the playground with our son, and Johnny Chaos called, and I'm like, babe, I'm just gonna take this call because it's Johnny Chaos. And we spent like 2 hours on the phone while we were at the park. Thank you, babe, for watching our son while I was literally just talking to John. But yeah, so like we talk to each other often, and we see each other on stream. So to meet in person, it's just like next level, man. It's freaking awesome. It's so cool, man.
And Johnny, before you go, I just want to say one thing to you, man. And a lot of people don't know this. So I know earlier the panel was talking about when they started hacks and stuff like that. And I used to see you behind the scenes and how you spoke the truth and how you did things, and you wasn't afraid to speak your mind and stuff like that. And I was always worried about if I do that, will people look at me weirdly? Will people shun me? Call me out, whatever, right? But I see you keep on doing it. I'm like, you know what? I respect this guy, and he speaks the truth. Like, who cares? Just do it, right?
He's real.
And now I see you here, man, and you make it so real, dude. And I love you, dude. Like, you're the real deal. Like, you really are. And what you do, it's phenomenal. Like, people don't realize that. What you did with CoinMarket crap. It's
Say
huge,
it how
right?
it is, brother. Say it how it is.
Right? Like nobody wanted to really take action. Bro, you did, right? And that's huge. Like, and what you did, it's not only gonna just save hackers, it's not about us. It's about all the other people that's investing in other things that's getting gate capped and getting hurt by this and financial ruin. You never know, right? And for you to do this, it's like it's just opening the gatekeeping beyond anything we could imagine. So, dude, really, thank you. That's remarkable, man.
I wish you would have showed up as the average crypto influencer.
All right, guys, quit bragging on me. You're gonna give me a big ego here.
Right, Johnny.
But here's the thing, guys. You guys are out there every day doing the content that you are. I watch your streams. I enjoy your content. I'm excited that things that I've done and encouraged and inspired you to do your thing. And that's what I always wanted to do, was just inspire people to do their own thing. Because me, I like hiding behind the camera. I'm a behind the scenes kind of guy. I don't like the front attention. And this is like the first time where I've had to kind of step out of my comfort zone and do that, believe it or not. Everyone's like, oh, you're entertaining. You do this naturally. No, I did it because somebody had to step in and start throwing blows when everybody was, lying to everybody. Somebody had to do it, I watch all these people follow these influencers blindly, and so I became the anti-influencer.
I love it.
I was literally calling everybody out the best I could. It's like, no, you just said this coin, a week ago, and then you dumped on your people's heads,
Yeah.
And I was just so tired of that, and I had been through the pain of the space, and I just didn't want others to have to go through that.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
But maybe you can tell us more. Tell us, do you have updates about the CoinMarketCap lawsuit?
Well, I have a whole keynote on that tomorrow.
Yes.
How about a little tease? A little tease.
Give us a teaser.
I don't want to spoil anything yet here, but
A little bit.
It's like Easter eggs, maybe something like this.
There you go. Yeah.
What?
Easter hexagons like Easter eggs.
Easter eggs.
Something like this?
The Easter egg is they've been served.
Let's go. Hey, are we gonna see a surprise appearance of maybe the average, guy that usually
Average crypto influencer?
Yes.
You mean Francis Finance?
Will he be around maybe? I'm hoping to see him.
He may make an appearance,
Ooh,
and he may come around and harass some of the OG hexagons. In fact, I would almost count on it.
I love it, man.
Abid, are you bummed? And Patrick, are you guys bummed that the tour's over?
Not at all. Like first of
so sad.
That sounded weird right now. First, I was really, really sad that everything is coming to an end, because right now everything is so great.
Just
the last couple of workshops, at least 50 to 100 people came, and this was amazing. But now it's coming to an end. But I'm excited for the things to come. The fork. And then who knows what's going to happen, you're right? I remember when I started, when my testimony, I had it as well. 1 year ago, we had 1 cent. And now look at us, sponsoring Nascar teams, doing this big conference. We have a tour going on. Of course, it's going on to an end now. But what other things are there to come? I'm really, really excited about that.
Something about you, Abid. Everybody has incredible stories, right? We could all sit here all day talk about incredible stories, right? I was talking to a group of hexagons, and we're talking about, what story hits the most and stuff like that, right? I see your journey, and I see your videos, and what you did in the beginning. You used to just be a memer. You used to make memes. Funny. It was funny. It made my day every single day,
Living in the basement.
Right? Always, right? Living in the basement. You barely buying that much clothes. Your food, the way you expense food was very, very minimum. You was renting out your apartment, doing this, doing that, everything, right? And it was all sacrificing. And now look where you're at now. Like, you are like great inspiration. You are something that you could show people, like, look, you could do this, right? You could struggle for so long, and now look, you travel around, the world to come to the United States. You hit up all the states to spread the word to hundreds of people that English isn't your first language, man. And people go and they make this, excuses like, oh, I'm afraid to speak to the person across the street from me. Yeah, but you're in America. You speak to people every single day. You speak perfect English. Right. And I know people that don't speak English well, that talk to thousands of people across the United States, spending money out of their own pocket, spreading the good word of Hex and how things are. Dude, you and Patrick and the team behind you guys, it's phenomenal what you guys do, especially your story. And I really encourage,
Thank you.
One of my favorite posts was the one where, absolutely, Abit put up a post and he was talking about his English teacher. And he was like, my English teacher said that I would never be able to speak English. And now I'm traveling around America teaching people how to change their lives. Like, bro, I saw that and instantly I was like, that's dope.
Isn't it funny?
And as complicated as crypto is, Hexy's even more complicated. English is not his first language, and Alan spoke very poor English when we first talked. And it's funny because I remember, Alan made like just a couple memes to start with, and I was like, I come up with these ideas, and I'd be like, hey, Alan, here, fix this. And I would just throw stuff at him all the time. And he was finally getting really kind of annoyed with me there for a while because, like, dude, I don't even do this stuff,
Yeah, I actually wanted to touch exactly on this. So I want to say thank you.
No, man, don't thank me. Thank you.
Guys, you have to realize me getting those pictures from Johnny Chaos and stressing me on doing those memes. I had no idea about Photoshop. So I learned it while he was nagging on me. So I got better. And then I became the meme guy. Right, so I wanted to do more. I became the YouTube guy in the German community.
We call that motivation through aggravation.
I found Mars, I found Patrick and Dan, and then we created Crypto Sparbook. And what I wanted to say is, it doesn't matter where you are, you can always point upwards and go there. You can create your own future. And as soon as I realized that Richard Hart is teaching us everything in house, self-help videos and books, everything that I do is basically based on Richard's advice. So I know that this tour that we did is like what Richard wants us to do, like preach the Hex financial product that we love to our friends and family and inspire others to do the same.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to say, the point is though, me doing this is bringing me forward so much. Like you said, me 6 months ago and me now is like day and night. It's like I grew 10 years in this short period of time, and I'm winning every single day because of that. So thank you for the community to supporting what we are doing, I guess.
No, because what you guys do, it's fun, man. It really is. It really is. Like what you guys do, like I have like little games with my kids. So my kids, I have 2 kids, boy and girl, Oliver and Olivia, 5 and 7, right? And we play like a hex game, right? And the game we play is, we see on the map where you guys travel and where you go. And I'm like, guys, where do you think hex is gonna be talked about right now, right? And we'll guess and we'll look at it, and then we'll go on Twitter, see where you guys are at. We'll be like, okay, they're at this state, we're at this state, and the kids smile, right? Not only are they learning about crypto, but they're learning about their own country, their state. And these are guys that are not even from this country, right? You guys made that possible to me to interact this with my kids. So not all about finance and gains and stuff like that. It's about just learning about everything else. So, like I said, man, you guys rock, bro.
It's so crazy. I don't even want to navigate around the big city myself, and these guys come from another country and they're driving over the whole United States. You got to give these guys a hands for 42 states they covered, educating people on crypto, on how to download their wallets, how to use their MetaMask, how to stake Hex and save for their future. Give it up.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for all this support.
Yeah, man. I can't believe Brooklyn and you guys went to early states. Incredible.
So now what's the next goal? Like world tour or
world domination?
Like just dominate the continents?
So the first goal what we have is PulseChain. Okay. Because honestly, I need to say here, we wanted to make this tour and we thought back then in September, in a month from now, PulseChain will start. And we always wanted to do a workshop tour, show people all over the place on how to be their own bank. And to create like a real workshop for that, I need to have PulseChain. So before I go ahead and announce what we planned already for the future, first we need to have PulseChain. And my idea for future workshops are really how to be your own bank workshops. Everybody will get a few bucks worth of crypto in the beginning. Then we show them how to swap them decentralized to Hex, how to stake this Hex. Then we show them how to swap like some of the Pulse, for example, to PulseX, how to validate the Pulse, how to stake the PulseX, option of liquidity providing, of yield farming maybe, like the whole package of how to be your own bank. And that should be taking place within the workshop in my point of view. And that's why I need to say in this point, at first, we need to launch PulseChain, and then there is much more to come in the future.
Wait a minute.
No wonder why there are rumors about the second tour.
Wait a minute, Patrick. So you're trying to tell me there's actually crypto that does something?
Yes, there is. You can really be your own bank, and you have really cryptos out there which you don't just purchase and hold them out of speculation because you will find a greater fool who pays you more for them in the futures. There are cryptos which are really cool and where you can be your own bank.
You mean ones that actually use the programmable stuff?
Yes. Ones where, it's like blockchain was invented to get rid of middlemen and so on. And then, now we have programmable money. What is the first thing you should think about? It's like trustless interest. Gladly, we have a founder who thought about that a few years ago. And now we are here.
Patrick, quick question, right? Do you ever think about how this all started, right? Because remember last year, the first Hex conference. And by the way, so if folks think that these conferences don't work or mean anything, it's all bluff, it's all bull, right? Because I want you to understand this. The first Hex conference, I was here, a couple of us here, Patrick was here, the fellows was here, right? And they were here and they were thinking about doing this tour. It wasn't even here, it didn't exist or nothing. They were thinking about doing it, they were thinking about doing all that stuff. And now a year later, second conference, look what they have accomplished. Look at what they did. So if you think small ideas, small things cannot be possible, or you think it's stupid or naive, don't, because look what these two guys did.
Yep.
Incredible in 1 year what they did. And it all started here in Vegas, how they did it. So,
yeah.
Right?
And the entire team.
9 months. There you go, 9 months.
The entire team too, right? Like the whole crypto
Incredible.
Starbucks team. Yeah. Like Mars, everybody, photographers, everybody involved. Kay, like, holy cow, man. Like I didn't realize how much she did until I got to New York at the birthday party. And she is a boss, dude.
Oh, yes.
Shout out to her. She
shout out to
here.
her. Yeah.
So I
Black
can
Hats
announce
again.
like everything which comes in the future. Kaylin will be the CEO.
She is a boss, yo. She like okay, so Black Hexagon K, she behind the scenes, her family stayed at home. She's got kids, her husband, who I'm releasing the new song with. We're performing at Naga's party this week, Black Crypto. He's a rock star, man. He is a rock star. He was working. She was on the road a lot of the time. She would fly back when she could, but he was at home with the kids working, managing a household while she was out managing all of this. And together as a family, they're just, I don't know. That's like family
she's
goals,
powerful,
man.
bro.
She
She's
is
powerful.
awesome. She is a rock
We shot
star.
3 music videos also like on the tour. And so
She is just a she is a beast. So
all the
big
OG
shout to Kay.
meetups and all that, it's all her planning.
Yeah,
work.
people might think like, oh, she's like their secretary. No, she's like the CEO. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
the fucking boss.
yeah,
She is the boss.
she really yeah.
And so my wife calls her my hex wife.
She also kept me from throwing down with the security guard outside the riverboat. So there's that.
Did you guys hear that story?
I don't think many people know that story.
You guys want to hear that story?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
So I fly to New Orleans to meet up with the Crypto Sparbuck group, and I didn't know that I had to have a vaccine passport to get on the damn boat. So after spending the money to go visit, because the guys wanted me to come hang out, I am really pissed off. And Mall Blart cop there told me I couldn't get on without the vaccine passport. And I'm like, dude, like we rented the top of the boat. Like it's a private party. We're not even going in with the rest of your people there. Like, and the minute we get on the boat, we take our masks off. So what's the deal? Why can't I get on? Well, you have to have a negative test. The boat leaves in 30 minutes. Either negative test or a passport. And I'm just like livid. I'm just like, oh, I'll go kill this guy, you know? And so I'm livid, and Kay's like, calm down. It's like, all right, fine. So I walk back, me and Alan walk back. And first we went and we tried to see if we could get a COVID test from one of the pharmacies. And then I borrowed Alan's hat and his coat. I changed my mannerisms. I put my hair up under the hat, put my glasses on, walked in there.
Oh gosh, I got it right here. Let me just get that for you. Oh, here you go. Here's my passport. Oh, thank you so much, sir. You have a most fantastic day. Thank you so much.
And I went and got on the ship. And then I walked across the top and I walked into the room where everybody knows me. And everyone's looking at Alan. They're looking at me and they're like, who's this guy?
Oh my God.
Who's this goofy guy walking in here all wonky, you know? And then I took off the hat and I took off the glasses and I took off the coat and handed it back to Alan. And everybody's like, just bursted up and
Oh
laughing.
my
Laughing.
God.
It was just epic. And later that night, mall cop came back through, and I just winked at him. What are you going to do? Throw me out with 150 people in here that are not going to be too pleased about that?
That's right, man.
True story. I can confirm that.
Me too. Me too.
Kaylin is the one organizing the boat party, right? She's definitely the one who doesn't get seen a lot. The same as the Hex photographer that we have, Pascal and Katie. They are doing
Shout out to
so
them.
much.
They are
and
awesome.
Often their work is not to be seen. But why is that? Because there was no domain out, but now there is. Hex.photos. There you can go and find all the pictures that we took throughout the last 6 months and also on those next 4 days. So if you ever see Pascal taking a picture of you, Hex.photos, that's where you can download them for free.
And we already did like pictures with all of the people up here, no? Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's also responsible for the epic Johnny post that you see getting pasted on everything. He took that picture, so it's awesome. I got a great sticker out of it.
Wish you were here, Cabana.
Hey, brother. Well, the NASCAR thing kind of altered my travel schedule for the next couple months, so I had to make one sacrifice. But I will definitely make it to Vegas later this year. So,
are you going to be in Talladega?
I will be in Talladega. Absolutely.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, man.
Cabana,
Can't wait.
You
Can't
are
wait.
looking depressed, brother. You are
Hey,
looking-
I am a little sad. So.
We still love you. We'll see.
I know. I mean, I've met
Yeah.
so many of you, but so many I haven't yet. And just, meeting a few, there's nothing like it, man. Like this community and, just the small events that I've done, even in Daytona, meeting new people that I had not met yet, and people coming up to me and, introducing themselves. And I'm like, they're like, Cabana. And I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? And, just meeting like so many cool, great minds in this community. It's absolutely awesome. And I just can't wait to do it on a bigger scale. Hopefully in Vegas later this year, but if many come to Talladega, I'd love to meet you there too. So that'll be our last big cup race for the Hex.com car this year, I think. Maybe more, never know. So
Yeah, shout out to everyone that was involved in that. It was phenomenal. I was there in person, and every single person that we bumped into was like, hey, that car was pretty cool. That logo looked pretty cool. And people was even telling the pit crew how great they look. These are competitors telling them how great they look, right?
Yep.
That the color popped out, the crew was good. And to see like the people who actually donated and people who was actually there and, a bunch of Hexicans cheering them on, like you don't see, like you see fans behind the pit crews of other competitors. There's only like one or two people there. You see a whole bunch of Hexicans just cheering on this one car, and people just cannot stop looking at us and celebrating. And whether we was in last or middle or 24th place, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're still celebrating and having a beautiful time. And people was like, wow, that's inspiration. That's inspiring. Like, that's phenomenal. So everybody that contributed to that, they
Ricky.
even doesn't matter his money.
I
It
think
doesn't matter
Ricky's
if
here.
it's
Yeah, Ricky's
tweets.
here.
Yeah.
Where is
he
the
was
Agape
here.
Hex?
Where is Ricky?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Agape.
And Motley,
Motley, Ricky,
Cabana. Yeah, all you guys. That was awesome.
Like,
Thanks. Yeah, it was. It was.
Done. Good job.
Are you gonna hide over there? I'll give you my mic.
Come up here
Will you
and tell
come
us
up-
some
you
news
come up
about
here. Come
what
on.
happened here in Las Vegas with JJ. That would be interesting. You're the one to ask, right?
Ricky!
Come on up here.
yeah, this is the man right here. This is the man that made it possible for a lot of things, man.
Yes, coming, great. Come on, boy. Give it up for Ricky.
Hey.
So Ricky is our video director, and then somehow he started doing other projects as well. Well, tell us some news about what happened here in Vegas yesterday.
Well, JJ placed 20th with a backup car. His previous car was wrecked. He was hit in the last accident, or the last race. So he worked with a backup car, and they worked swiftly to get it together. And yeah, he placed top 20, which was great. And
Well, there is to say that for everything that you place, you get points. And he got 56 points for the MBM team, which is the most points that there was ever for this team in a third race or something like that. So he did really, really good there. That's what I wanted to say. You should bring that across.
Yeah, a top 20 finish.
yeah,
a top
this
20
just-
finish.
This also just like carries the momentum into to Talladega, of course, but also solidifies our credibility in NASCAR in the whole racing world. We weren't just a one-hit wonder. We'll be doing 3 so far and potentially sponsoring an entire NASCAR team that's in the talks, as well as I guess I'll just blow the lid off technically, but we are in iRacing and we're also working with NASCAR Heat, the video game, to have the Hex car in the video game.
So a top 20 finish, with a backup car is sick.
We started
What's that, Freddie? What was that? Sorry.
No, I was just saying a top 20 finish with a backup car is insane. That's really good.
He started almost last because all backup cars have to start in the back.
Yeah.
So he caught like 20. I mean, yeah, he could have been top 5 for sure.
That's awesome. So imagine he had the perfect car like everybody else.
Yeah.
Even start what we could have.
Right. No, I mean, at the end of the day, like I called Josh, the NASCAR rep, today, and I was like, I love JJ. Like we love JJ. He's a great human being, and he is a Hexican now. Officially, I sent him some Hex today, and these guys are excited about Hex. So it's true.
JJ is promoting Hex 2 on his Instagram, and he has some followers too, which is great. But Ricky, I want to ask you something. We started in Daytona. This was the first time we sponsored a team. Now we are in Vegas, and maybe you can tell us what more is there to come.
With the NASCAR stuff?
You have already
Do I? I don't know. Have I told you anything?
No, you haven't told me anything yet.
Talladega.
All right. So
Yeah.
what's going on there?
Talladega is April 24th. We get a rollover race because we know he didn't qualify for Daytona. So we're going to have a whole nother get up and RV, and we're going to do it even better though. We learned from what we experienced in Daytona, and we're going to come out and crush it.
You wanted to have 1 race, but we got not only 2, but 3 races.
Yeah, well, okay, so there was some confusion with like between Vegas or Dega. What happened in Daytona was special, and people that came and showed up, including Big K, Cabana, Motley, and a couple of the other guys, rallied together and said, we want both races. We want Vegas for the conference and the Hexicans, and we want Talladega. So there was a small group of individuals that came together in 2 days and raised more money kind of privately and made it happen for Xfinity to happen. So thank you guys to all of those people as well.
Give it up, guys, for Ricky to make all of that happen. We got 3 races out of that, millions of eyeballs on the eyes of Hex.com. So now I have to do, unfortunately, something that I normally won't do. We talked about Kaylin. She organized a beautiful restaurant lunch for us, right? The dinner.
Dinner.
Maybe you can tell the people about it, and then we unfortunately have to go because there's a time window, right?
Yeah,
I
but
think so.
Not that close.
Oh, we are good?
Yeah, we have to go right now, man.
It's 7, right? 7 o'clock?
No idea.
7 o'clock?
I thought it was 6 o'clock. Never mind.
No, it wasn't 6 o'clock. All good.
We're in America, Hill. Back in Germany, we eat at 6.
We crossed a lot of time zones back and forth in the last 6 months.
I'm ready to steak and bake.
One dude on the news, man. You got to have him on your show. The Lincoln Man.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's been a lot of people who have hit me up, like just in the last couple of weeks, like, "Hey, can I get on steak and bake? Can I get on steak and bake?" I'm like, 100%. I've been traveling, so I haven't done it for probably a month and a half, but and we got even more traveling. We have to fly back to DC, and then we're driving to Kentucky, Kansas, Colorado, and then back home. Wow.
That's just one continent, bro.
Dude, I know. How many total miles did you guys do?
7,500.
Oh my.
17,500, and much more to come because like Mars will still go on, and not with the workshop tour, but in next week there is next event in Texas, South by Southwest. Our 2 Audis, the Hex car, the PulseChain car, will be there. No. Mars goes to Austin.
That's awesome. He's gonna have a blast.
Yeah, I prepared already like for this date, so I need to go on to make some different stuff. But that came up, and he joined the tour a little later, so he's not even done now with America. Enjoys his time as well, and we met a lot of awesome Hexicans in Texas. So thanks for all those Texas Hexicans out there for being here as well. The Texicans.
Shout out to all the Texicans.
Yeah. So they really helped out the
you can
most.
give us this quick spiel on the South by Southwest. You organized that, and then also the Dallas Hexicans jumped in there. Maybe tell us about what will happen on these days.
So there will be a club with around 600 people in there. We can bring 150 to 200 taxicans. And yeah, it's going to be a private, more or less, section for us there. We're going to hand out some drinking tickets for the Hexicans. Maybe we place also some Hex advertisement on there, so we even have a point to touch on. And yeah, otherwise we're just going to have a party, and so let's see how that
On
turns
what
out.
days is the event?
At the 16th of March.
And how can Dallas Hexicans find that event?
Oh, they can go into Hex Texas, the Hex Texas group. There's all the informations in there. Probably they have to scroll a little bit up. So, but they will find it. Just ask.
And when you're done with the cars, you bring them to me in Miami, right?
Yeah, I bring them to you in Miami because there we're gonna be at Crypto WorldCon as well.
Yeah, that will be fun for sure. Now we represent Hex everywhere. Every single crypto event there is.
Hey, Maddie, before you continue to the next segment, I just want to say one thing, right? So, folks, if you ever have like an idea or something that could be beneficial to the community, or you think it might be something good for you, you know, to help you be able to talk about Hex, just do it, right? Because you had two gentlemen and a little team be able to do the Hex tour. You had Ricky and his crew do the Nascar thing. A year ago, we never thought any of this was possible at all. And look at the things they accomplished and what it's going to open up to be able to do for everybody else going forward. So if you have any ideas or things you want to try to do it, just do it. Don't even think twice. Just try it out.
Yep.
And, you know, if you fail, you fail. So what? You tried, right? But please go for it because, you know, we need it. Everybody needs it. These guys need it. They left their family, friends for like a whole year and a half to do all this and stuff. So do it. Thank you, Maddie.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Maddie.
This was an amazing panel.
Thank you, Maddie. Picture. Yeah. I have my right to picture.
So the Hex conference is not just what happens in this room. The Hex conference is what happens between everybody who's meeting up here and going out into the world and having experiences. So I'd encourage all of you for, you know, tonight to enjoy each other's company, take advantage of the opportunity to hang out with Hexicans. Everybody will be minting their own adventures tonight. And so we've had a really successful day for the first day of the conference, and we'll be back tomorrow. 9 o'clock in the morning is the coffee social, and the program will start at 10, and we'll go from 10 to 6. Tomorrow's special because we're going to have a car show. We got a whole parking lot out there by the valet, and we are going to show off all the Hex cars and the Hex DeLorean from Back to the Future. And that'll be during lunch. And so during the 2 hours for lunch, everybody will have the opportunity to go take a picture with the Hex and PulseChain wrapped cars, the DeLorean with the wings up and everything. So check that out tomorrow at lunch. And again, thanks everybody for coming tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Thank you, Maddie.
Thank you.
Best.
Thank you, everybody.
Picture.
And to all the people out there in the online world, bye-bye as well.
Mic check.
Bye, online world. I think this mic is off.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, I gotta be so bad.
The dog is tall. The dog is so tall. So tall, dog.